Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome back to Last Call, where the hits just keep on coming, even if they don't make them like they used to. Yeah, 1982 was too big a year for even a 3-hour stream, so we have for you the Summer of 1982 Part 2, in order to focus on the music of that year. There were some great soundtracks that were the real foot in the door for movie soundtracks dominating the pop charts. And the summer of 1982 gave us a hit that almost made it to the number one spot for the year, if not for a sexy blonde Australian import who made us all sweat. We'll get into that and much more, and I can't promise I won't be doing more singing tonight than ever before, because we are going to be looking at some epic tunes, and I believe I sound better the more I drink, which is almost certainly not true, but it should be entertaining for you. So top off your glasses and strap in. The music starts right after this message. Evelyn Hampton, long-term friend of the channel and personal friend of Netter and I in person, bought me more than a drink. She bought me a whole bottle of Jameson's Irish whiskey. Quite some time ago, in fact, well before I even started this whole buy me a drink and I'll sing you a song shtick. And believe it or not, that bottle is still flowing. So that's my drink tonight, and this song is for you, Evelyn. In keeping with tonight's topic, it's a song from 1982, number 17 on the year's Top 100 chart, in fact. And if anyone wants to buy me a drink and request a song for next week, the link is pinned to the top of the chat and is always in the description. Thank you, and salute. Yeah, good night, good evening. Good to see y'all. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into that song. I learned a new trick with my speakers and I'm still not used to it, so just bear with me. Wrapped around each other, trying so hard to stay warm. That first cold winter together, lying in each other's arms, watching those old movies, falling in love so desperately. Honey, I was your hero, and you were my leading lady. We had it all, just like Bogey and Bacall, starring in our own late show, sailing away to Key Largo. Here's looking at you, kid, missing all the things we did. We can find it once again, I know, just like they did in Key Largo. Honey, can't you remember? We played all the parts, that sweet scene of surrender, when you gave me your heart. Please say you will play it again, 'cause I love you still. Baby, this can't be the end. We had it all, just like Bogey and Bacall, starring in our own late show, sailing away to Key Largo. Here's looking at you, kid, and missing all the things we did. We can find it once again, I know, just like they did in Key Largo. We had it all, just like Bogey and Bacall, starring in our own Late Late Show, sailing away to Key Largo. Here's looking at you, kid, and missing all the things we did. We can find it once again, I know, just like they did in Key Largo. I love that song. I really, really do. Anyway, let us not keep our panel waiting. Let us get Age Boomer in here. How you doing, my friend? And what are you sipping on?
I'm doing good. I'm sipping on a cherry. I'm sipping on a cherry Coke.
Cherry Coke. Okay. Wow. You know, isn't that the second week in a row you're on Cherry Coke? High octane for you, my friend. But you don't have to work tomorrow, so it's okay.
Who are Bogue and Bacall? That's what the kids are saying these days, right?
Probably. Yeah, look it up, folks. A lot of quotes from a lot of movies there. But
they are a classic movie couple.
Yep.
Yes. I like them in Dark Passage. Dark Passage. You should check that out if you've not seen it.
And, of course, Netter of Netters Network. How you doing, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
I am doing really well. Now that the work week is finally over. I literally worked enough overtime this week to have a whole other day.
Which kind of makes up for me as a contractor missing out on a couple days' pay because of the holiday and whatnot.
No. Let me clarify something. I was off on Monday. I was off on Tuesday. So that means Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I worked enough overtime to have a whole extra day.
Yep. Yeah, I got into the office and I'm just playing crazy catch up today. And I was talking with one of my coworkers online, and he asked about an order that I'd never got. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know. He's like, if I send it to you, can you enter it? I'm like, I am up to my eyeballs. I am still 2 days behind. I've been covering for people. I'm still not caught up. He goes, I totally get it. The holidays will kill you. I'm like, I sent him a GIF. I'm like, here's to that. It's almost not worth taking the day off, but what are you going to do?
I'm only drinking water because
you might have to take care of me after the Jameson.
No, can I finish my own sentence?
Sure.
I'm only drinking water because my bartender didn't make me a drink.
I'm sorry. I'll tell you exactly why. Oh, wait a minute. His comment did fall off. There was a comment here from David Pensack. It really bothers me that I can't see it anymore. It was a very encouraging note talking about how much he appreciates the stream and how much time and effort I put into preparing it. And I was literally right up to the last minute doing notes and writing things down and getting ready for tonight. Probably far more than any of you care about. I hope you don't get bored and start snoozing and feel like it's some sort of history lecture, but that's kind of what it is. If I'm really honest about it.
Did they even have auto tuning in '82? Honestly,
they did not. You had to sing. Oh gosh! And you know what? It's funny that wasn't specifically something that I was planning to talk about, but it was a new time of technology, and we'll talk through some of the transition of the technology, but the introduction of electronic music and.
Can I hijack your stream for like 2 seconds?
Sure.
For those of you who were listening in on my stream last night,
yes,
I wanted to let you know that the Baron is fine. He had a family emergency, and we're going to reschedule.
Yep,
so
yep.
I know you're all really, really worried, but I wanted to let you know he is okay. So you can all,
Those of you that follow us on the Twitters, you probably have seen the public messages about it. Yeah. But he'll be on in a couple weeks. But yeah.
And can you all hear me okay? Because I sound really far away to myself, so I want to make sure everyone can hear me.
How's she coming through for you, Boomer?
I can hear her okay. I mean, she's a little soft, but she's not that bad. Yeah.
Okay. Real quick before I say hi to the rest of the chat tonight, I want to go back to last week and say hi to a couple names that were either new to me or relatively so. So Scott Westbrook, Euler Greg, Lester San Jose, and X Morbius. Saw you in the chat. I was really struggling with the internet out where I was, so I couldn't be on for very long. But I just wanted to let you know I saw your comments. I saw all the comments from last week. So I guess, Boomer, I guess I got to go into the story, right?
Sure, go.
So Tuesday, last week Tuesday,
yes.
Right? We pre-recorded the stream. So I think a lot of y'all might not have, and I was seeing that in the comments. I was hoping one of you all would like kind of fill people in. I think people were coming in thinking it was a live stream when it wasn't. It was really a premiere of a pre-recorded stream. Mm-hmm. Because I knew I was going to be out of town Friday night. Literally, we had just driven into Ohio, and I knew the likelihood of getting a good connection was slim. It really was slim. So we pre-recorded on Tuesday. I didn't realize that we were going to go as long as we did. We went over 3 hours. That's a long stream for me. And thank you, Boomer. Whatever you went through the next day, having to work the following day, I super appreciate it. But so I don't know. Did you realize how drunk I was by the end of that stream, Boomer?
You were still fairly cognizant. You kept saying, "I'm drunk. I'm not going to remember any of this." That you said,
dude. So okay, so we have to back up. The following day, I listened to the stream because I knew I had to upload I had to see if anything needed to be edited, and then I had to upload it to to Premiere on Friday. And I sent Boomer a note, backstage, direct message. They said, we didn't really get to all of the slides that you had for all the movies, did we? And he writes back, he's like, yeah, we got to them all. Like, we went through the last couple of them really fast because I had to wrap it up, but we got to all of them. And I'm looking through the list because I had a copy of his thing, and I'm like, I don't remember anything after what was it? That Harrison Ford film,
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner. I don't remember anything after Blade Runner. He's like, we did. Maybe you should listen to the stream. And when he says stuff like that, I'm like, oh shit, what did I say? Did I embarrass myself or whatever? So I did end up. Well, actually, I didn't listen to it until I got back on Sunday. So I'm like, fuck it. If there was anything that I shouldn't have in the stream, Boomer would have told me. So I went ahead and I put it up, and you guys all saw it on Friday. Sunday, I get back and I'm listening to the stream because it also gives me the opportunity to read all of your comments in the chat, right? And we get to, the Blade Runner thing. And seriously, I didn't remember anything after that. And as I'm listening, I was like, oh, good. That was something I had wanted to say about that movie and don't remember ever talking. So I apparently said all the things I wanted to say about those films in my drunken haze. I just don't remember them. It never made it into my long-term memory. But yeah, so I get to the end of the stream and I'm like, I don't know if you caught this, Boomer, but it's something you do, and this is why you are my designated driver. You helped me end the stream. You reined me in. You got me through because you had to wrap up. You had to work the next day. But that's what you do. You are my designated driver. So I super appreciate that. It turned out to be a pretty cool stream, and I wrote some notes down. We talked about doing a Halloween Poltergeist talk. So we'll revisit that movie. Couple of the films I definitely want to do rewatches of: Midsummer Night's Sex Comedy, The Last American Version.
Yeah, and
we'll be talking about that soundtrack. That's a hell of a soundtrack.
That is an incredible soundtrack. That's probably what helped sell the movie. That was
I think Last American Version, the title kind of sells.
There are some problems with that movie, and we'll get into it.
I honestly don't even remember the movie, but I will.
Golden Globus comedy, teen comedy movie.
We'll talk about it, but let me real quick say hi to David Pensack. Your comment was so encouraging to me. It's too bad I can't see it now, but that's okay. You are awesome, and I super appreciate you. Deleted Scenes, I also super appreciate you being in there, blue wrenching and doing what you do. Longest running superhero RPG on Earth, who I hung out with last week at his vow renewal ceremony, which was a lot of fun. Can't stick around, but I'm hoping he's going to watch on his on the rewatch because he really likes 80s music, and of course then there's.
And it was a beautiful ceremony.
It really was.
His
Almost
bride was so gorgeous.
Well, she absolutely was, but I'm kind of partial to this one sitting right across from me who's saying, "Hello, love of my life. I love you too." And I will be talking her up throughout the stream as we talk more about some of these awesome 80s love songs. Big Al of Big Al Presents, because the boys are back in town. Yes. We are back in town, and we are going to get into the 80s nostalgia. Gloria, I see you're on the run. Yeah, we'll be talking about that. And Evelyn, I hope you were here early enough to hear the song that I dedicated to you. Thank you for the Jameson. Not only is the bottle that you bought me still flowing, I literally just opened it today because I didn't realize when you sent me the I don't know what you call it, super chat, whatever you want to call it, to buy a bottle of Jameson, and then I went, that week and bought one. Netter pointed out that there was one all the way at the back of the bar that I didn't know about. So I just finished that one off a couple weeks ago, and so I just broke into this. So that is why you are the patron of tonight's drink. Thank you so very much. And
he doesn't sing to me, and I buy him drinks all the time.
I will be singing to you. I will be singing to you either next week or the following week when we have margaritas that you have been wanting me to mix up. Wow. Okay, this is probably something I didn't want to dwell on. Gosh, it was 1982. I was pregnant with my daughter. Now I feel old. Yeah. And your future husband was 11 years old at the time. Think about that one. There you go. Keely Chow. Welcome to the chat. Good to see you, my friend. And of course, I want to know what you all are sipping on. Please let me know in the chat. Your Old Toys. Hi, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope I haven't scared anybody off with my singing.
Like toys.
Yes. Tommy, the Guinea Pig Collective. Welcome. Good to see you, Pat S. Hail everyone. Fletcher Williams, I Suck at Games channel. Definitely check out his channel and see him suck at games, because that's what he does. It's a great channel. Check it out. Let's see here. Love seeing you guys all talking to each other and encouraging each other. Good. Thanks, Pat S. Glad to hear it. Logical Spock. Hey, peeps. Good to see you, my friend. You are awesome. Going through quickly because I do want to get caught up. I got pages and pages and pages of notes. Lester San Jose. Hail, last call with Troy Pacelli. What drink did you surprise me with or intend to just in case I missed it? Yeah, it's a Jameson that Evelyn bought this whole bottle. I mean, I guess I could sing a song to her every time I pour a glass out of here, but, she actually bought that bottle for me before I started doing that. So there you go. And Again, I'm going through really quick, so if I miss anybody, which I would never miss, Matanui. Hi, buddy. Good to see you, my friend.
At the chairman.
CK is on autopilot. Okay, and Evelyn's saying, I heard, thanks for the dedication. Gorilla Random Thoughts, swinging in. There you go. Good to see you, my friend. Jerry Lahane. I ghost wrote his 1987. Okay. Missed it by 5 years. Yeah. See, this is the problem when I'm this far behind on chat. I don't know what people are referring to. Something that was probably talked about much, much earlier. Dr. Adega Outlaw. Welcome, welcome. Big Al is sipping on a Diet Mountain Dew, and Evelyn is sipping on a peach cream flavored water. That actually sounds really, really yummy.
Has a lime bubbly, because they're a teetotaler, so no.
That's fair. That's fair. You don't have to drink alcohol. There is no drink minimum. I just recommend it because if you're going to be here for 2 hours, you're going to get thirsty. I'm drinking ice cold Bush beer at the end. See, you got to say Bush beer. Do you remember those commercials? Bush.
I remember.
Bush. See? Old people remember those commercials.
What happened to Bush?
Well, apparently it's still around because CK's drinking it. So there you go. Yep. There's the lime bubbly. There you go.
Johnny Lawrence always has Coors.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, Coors. I must have been about 11 years old. First time, because I went to visit family out in California. It was the first time we ever heard of Coors beer. It wasn't popular in the Midwest, and then it kind of migrated in. So, yeah. And, Red Bull. Red Bull is, so you guys all know I drink energy drinks, particularly this Rockstar Ice. I love it. It tastes like a carbonated lemonade. But I love Red Bull. I love the taste of Red Bull. It's just so damn expensive. That's one of those occasionally I will treat myself type drinks. So there.
Whereas I don't like the taste of Red Bull, so I prefer that he doesn't get it.
Well, it's the kind of thing that I'll buy. Like I'll buy one can of it, when we're in the checkout line, kind of a thing. So. Okay, real quick, let me go.
Hi, Tim Hayes.
Oh, Tim Hayes, welcome. Always faithful, like Gunga did. You are awesome, my friend. So, let me open up my notes here.
Notes?
Oh, yeah. I over-prepared for this, I'm afraid.
What?
Yes, I
My
really
over-preparing was because you didn't have the chat. We wouldn't have the chat to bounce off of in the stream, so I needed to make sure we had plenty to talk about, and I overdid it with the movies of '82. There was a lot of movies that came out that summer, though, huh?
There really
Pirates.
were. And so what I recommend is everybody go back and watch last week's for the movie talk. We are going to continue that talk a little bit as we start talking about the soundtracks. And let me present, share screen, entire screen, this screen, share. There we go. So we're going to start with Fast Times at Ridgemont High because Phoebe Cates. That's why.
Oh yeah, what is it? Zootopia said her birthday's coming up.
Fair enough. So, if you were paying attention to the thumbnail, you may very well have focused in on the Phoebe Cates picture. You might not have noticed that right in like the corner, up from where she was a picture of Jackson Browne, because his song "Somebody's Baby," very popular song, 1982, was featured on this album. In fact, it was written specifically for this album. That's kind of what thrust Jackson Browne into the spotlight. Yes, Netter.
Lester San Jose bought you a drink. Plum brandy, if you can find it.
Plum brandy. Ooh, that sounds yummy. Never had it before, but it's an awesome excuse to go out and get one. So,
Alexa, add plum brandy to the shopping list.
Plum brandy added.
Alexa, add plum brandy to the Binnies list.
I've added plum brandy to Binnies.
You know, because we're more likely to find it at Binnies.
So you're too good for the peach schnapps now, huh?
Oh, I've heard some stories about peach schnapps.
I'm not done.
Schnapps. Oh.
Tremendous also bought you a drink. In fact, both Lester and Tremendous bought you hefty drinks.
Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. By all means, make sure that you communicate if there's a particular song you want me to sing.
Tremendous didn't put a song or a drink that they would like you to drink, so not sure who Tremendous is because I haven't seen that name before. So in the chat, say what drink you would like him to have because I'm the keeper of the lists. And
because she's sober.
Song.
She's the sober bouncer. Thank you guys so much. You keep me in booze. It's funny when you do a YouTube channel that isn't monetized. It's really a money losing proposition because you know, like, we've bought microphones and cameras and stuff, you know, that's put us in the hole we wouldn't have, you know, gotten otherwise. And you know, I only drink when I'm on stream, so you know, it's my booze money. So I super appreciate all of y'all. So anyway, yeah, Jackson Browne, you know the song, right? Somebody's Baby. Boomer, you with me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I had to mute for a sec. Yeah, that was from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I think they play that.
She must be somebody's baby.
They play that during a certain awkward scene, as I recall.
I honestly don't remember. You know, it's funny. I don't remember when the songs come up. You know, I remember the Phoebe Cates scene. I remember most of the Jennifer Jason Leigh scenes, and I remember all the Spicoli scenes for completely different reasons. Just, you know, making that clear.
Well, Spicoli had the best lines, I think.
He did. The absolute funniest lines. That's absolutely true. I got to admit, 11-year-old Troy totally understood, you know, what was happening with Phoebe Cates. Didn't understand what was going on with Judge Reinhold. Did not get that joke until years later.
You have to remind me, what's the joke?
He was watching her in the pool, and then he went to have some private time that she accidentally walked in on.
Okay, I remember.
A little bit of yeah.
As soon as you said he was watching her in the pool, it's like,
Little bit of trivia. I don't think we brought this up last week. In that scene, Phoebe Cates has a very dramatic reaction to seeing him in his private moment. There was an improvisation by Judge Reinhold to help her with her
visualization.
Yes. So her reaction was very genuine. He had an artificial implement in place of his own implement.
He had a fake weenie?
Yes. And that's why she had the reaction she did, and it was like one take, boom, done. It was one of those things they laughed about, but it was like, ooh, wheeze. But yeah, so I just thought you guys might really get a kick out of that little bit of trivia. Anyway.
And then there was doesn't anybody knock anymore? Right?
Yes, doesn't anybody knock anymore? Right, exactly. Doesn't anybody lock the bathroom door when they're having a private moment? Just actually, I say that, and then I realize if you're in the bathroom with the door closed, whatever you're doing in there is probably a private moment. So lock the damn door, you know? Two other songs I want to highlight. They're songs that I'm not super familiar with, but they are great songs. Sleeping Angel by Stevie Nicks, and Goodbye Goodbye by Oingo Boingo. So when I say a song is by Oingo Boingo, who wrote that song, Boomer?
Danny Elfman.
There you go. Anytime you hear me talking about Oingo Boingo, your mind should immediately go to the guy that wrote the soundtrack for Batman '89, Danny Elfman. Absolutely right. That's
I have an album of theirs, Dead Man's Party.
It's a good album. Yeah, it's a good album.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And, I'm looking through a lot of songs I don't know on this album, but we mentioned Jackson Browne. Don Felder, Don Henley, Graham Nash, Paco. I mean, we got some Billy Squier, Joe Walsh. So we have some great names on here. And this was one of the things that I wanted to bring up about soundtracks. Is I've got a lot of soundtracks that I've listened to over and over and over again with artists just like this that you all know, but you don't know these songs unless you were into those soundtracks. Like these missing hits of theirs, So these soundtracks were really, really worth it. But let me continue. How do I advance here? How do I? There should be I guess I got to do this. Let's go to the next one.
I have to say something. I think Outlaws and comment. I hear Oingo Boingo, and I remember the free Halloween concerts in Southern California. There were free Halloween concerts in Southern California. Oh.
That actually sounds totally cool. I can't even imagine. That's really neat.
Oh yeah, we brought this up on the stream. An Officer and a Gentleman that had the big hit on it.
Absolutely. So obviously, Joe Cocker, Jennifer Warren, Up Where We Belong, which interestingly was not in the top 100 for the year, but it was a very, very popular love song. Played at a lot of weddings and so forth. So Jennifer Warren, I've really liked her. She's got a very powerful voice, and of course, before this, I knew her from Right Time of the Night, from a few years earlier. I know A Heartache When I See One, and most of the younger listeners tonight would know her from, well, at least I hope, you're not so young you don't know her from I Had the Time of My Life with Bill Medley from Dirty Dancing, right?
Yeah.
So Up Where We Belong, Treat Me Right, Pat Benatar, Tunnel of Love by Dire Straits. Surprisingly, Feelings from 1974, Morris Alpert. Feelings, whoa, feelings. I mean, sometimes soundtracks would incorporate older songs,
Sure.
because they were something that was important to them in the narrative or whatever. I mean, for example, Anchors Away, right? Anchors Away, my boy. Well, it's on the soundtrack. And of course, Moon River, Henry Mancini, Johnny Mercer.
Yeah.
So we're talking older songs. These weren't really like 82 hits or whatever, but yeah. Sorry, I'm doing double duty here, and I was just seeing Scott's comment here. The Fast Times soundtrack is among the first albums I bought with money I actually earned.
Wow.
Interesting, Scott. There's a song, when we get past the soundtracks and we start getting into the top 100 songs of the year, I'm going to touch on an album that was literally the first cassette that I got, or one of the two first cassettes I ever owned. I'll tell you about that. Let's see. And yeah, like I said, I'm splitting my attention here. So yeah, that we can go to the next one. Tootsie. Yeah. So this wasn't really we covered this last week. It wasn't really a summer hit. I think this was a holiday film, right? It was like closer to Christmas or whatever.
So 82, yeah.
But this one had another big hit that wasn't. No, this wasn't top 100 that year, but it was still a big hit for Stephen Bishop. It Might Be You. Oh, beautiful ballad. Something's telling me it might be you all of my life. Good song. Check it out if you've never heard it before. But yeah, this was probably 82. No, this wasn't the song. This wasn't the film that made me fall in love with Jessica Lange. That would actually probably have been 1976's King Kong. But I definitely had a thing for Jessica Lange, so. And introduction of Gina Davis in this film, as I recall.
Oh!
Pretty sure. But yeah. And I know we covered this last week, but best little whorehouse in Texas. Just got to bring it up again because
Hard Candy Christmas.
Hard Candy Christmas.
Yes.
I love that song so much. On the soundtrack album, it's credited to Dolly Parton and the Whorehouse Girls because they sing backup on it, and they have their lines and whatnot. But also, I want to, because I don't think we mentioned this last week. This is so Dolly Parton had written and performed the song "I Will Always Love You" back in the late 60s, I want to say, early 70s, on the Cole Porter Show, her last appearance on the Cole Porter Show, dedicated to Cole Porter, specifically because he had given her her start in show business. And
Right.
Now she was leaving the show and she was going out on her own, and she was basically thanking him for, all he'd done for her. And it's a great song. It's a classic, beautiful, beautiful song. She remakes it for this, and in my personal opinion, she elevates it. It's an even better version of "I Will Always Love You." Later in the, I want to say, it had to be early 90s. I want to say like 92, 93. No, 91. Early 90s. She did it again as a duet with Vince Gill. Vince Gill has the voice of an angel. It is beautiful. So this is the one time where I can point to an artist re-recording the same song multiple times and elevating it each time. I'm sorry, but I'm going to contrast that with Sir Elton John, "Candle in the Wind," when he first released that song. Beautiful song, classic. He never should have recorded it again, because he did it again as a live version, and I think it kind of sucks. And then he released it again after Princess Di passed away.
I remember that. Yeah, that was a big...
And rewrote the lyrics, and I thought that was terrible too. And I've heard a lot of other artists re-record their own, hits, and just don't. Unless you're Dolly Parton, don't do it.
It's interesting. I got an 80s album recently, and the Information Society, that band, they had a...
Yes.
They had a redone version of their song, the one which had Leonard Nimoy sampling in it. Hold on, that was the.
Gosh.
What's on your mind? What's on your mind?
Right, and that's him. It's a line from Star Trek, isn't it? It's a pure energy, right?
And I'm looking at the clip on YouTube of the same song, and some guy.
Yeah.
Like, why when you re-record it, do you make it worse? It's like he was so angry at like this newer version. I didn't think it was that bad, the re-recorded version, but this guy online hated it. So I get how.
I have missed a conversation that's going. Oh, I didn't realize my mouse was on the upper screen.
Oh.
Point of order: Kashmir is not on side 1 of Led Zeppelin 4. Someone messed up. How is that? I don't even know where that came up. Okay. Thank you, Jerry. Jerry. That's cool. And, yeah. So, we mentioned this, of course, last week. I wanted to bring it up again because this was one where we kind of went by it a little faster than I intended. Rocky III. Score by Bill Conti, of course. I'm sure if Birdman was here, he'd have more to say about that. But what people remember is Eye of the Tiger by Survivor.
Yes.
Held number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart for 6 consecutive weeks and was number 2 single for 1982. It was behind... What was it behind? What was the first number 1 song?
Let's Get Physical.
Absolutely. We'll talk more about that later, but that's the one that kept them out. And fair enough.
Do you know the Weird Al parody of that song? It's the Rye or the Kaiser.
The Rye or the Kaiser. Yeah, I do. I do know that one. All of his songs were about food, it seems.
A lot of them, yeah.
So it spent 15 consecutive weeks in the top 10. Second longest run of 1982, behind Hurt So Good by John Cougar Mellencamp.
Well, you know why Weird Al's songs are all about food? Because I'm fat. I'm fat.
As soon as I took a sip, I knew that's what she was going for. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Top 10 run is tied with Another One Bites the Dust, as well as Physical, as the longest run in the top 10 for a number 1 song during the entire 80s decade. In September of 82, it also peaked at number 1 in the United Kingdom, remaining at the top of the UK singles charts for 4 consecutive weeks and sold 956,000 copies in the UK that year. Why am I going into all these details? Because there is synergy between these soundtrack hits and the movies. You hear the song, you like the song. Oh, this is from Rocky. Let me go check out that movie. You go to the movie, you hear this song. I like that song. I'm going to get the soundtrack. Oh, it's playing on the radio. I'm going to get the single. Whatever. You know, it's a dynamic that I feel like doesn't exist today. Seriously. Can you, as we're talking about some of these songs that had such an impact on me in my childhood, you know, like Hard Candy Christmas, stuff like that. Can you think of any music from any movie in the past 10, 20 years? Seriously. I mean, most of the songs I think of are all remake covers. You know, like, you know, when we saw the movie Trolls and they were all, you know, a bunch of, you know, teeny boppers, you know, remaking songs and stuff.
I guess Frozen, Let It Go, that was the big thing.
Yeah. Okay, there's a great example. Yeah, they haven't had a hit like that for a long, long time.
And I'm thinking even before that, I'm thinking Celine Dion with Titanic, but that was the late 90s. So,
you know, but there is that rap that came out of the remake of Little Mermaid, so, I mean, there's that, right? Night Shift. Night Shift was another great soundtrack. Quarter Flash did the eponymous song. Burt Bacharach. Everyone remember Burt Bacharach? I did a in remembrance on Geeky Geezers. He did Street Talk. Al Jarreau. Girls know how. Al Jarreau. If you don't know Al Jarreau, you don't know jazz. But I guess the biggest touchstone for a lot of y'all would be the theme music from the TV show Moonlighting. Someone by Night. You know, that was Al Jarreau.
Honey, a lot of these people are youngins. They don't even know what moonlighting is.
Then you should Google it.
Bruce Willis.
It's where Bruce Willis came from. And honestly, too, right? I still feel like some of his best work, honestly. He was awesome. That's What Friends Are For by... Well, we talked about That's What Friends Are For when we were talking about Burt Bacharach. Because, of course, Burt Bacharach wrote the song with Carol Bayer Sager. Performed by, first, Rod Stewart for this soundtrack.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. And Everlasting Love by Rufus and Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan went on to do a lot of other big hits in the 80s. So now we get to probably one of the best soundtracks of 82. The Last American Virgin. Now, a couple of these songs I honestly didn't know. So there was Dee-doo-doo-doo, Dee-da-da-da by The Police.
Oh, I know that one.
I know you do. I didn't.
great lyrics.
Yeah, great lyrics. Absolutely. Right, exactly.
Yes.
And I mean, it's an interesting, video for it too. "Whip It" by Devo.
Yes.
"Oingo Boingo" comes up again. Better luck next time. "The Waitresses." "I know what boys like. I know what boys want." Good one. Good one. That's actually not on the soundtrack, though. It's a song that was in the movie. Doesn't appear on the soundtrack. They released it separately. Another great song, not one of their biggest hits, Blondie, "In the Flesh," which this was a charter. This one was on the radio. I remember this one. And, of course, I listened to, the album over and over and over again. Journey. "So now I come to you with open arms." That was on this soundtrack, yeah. "And I'm gonna keep on loving you." REO Speedwagon. "Just once, can we figure out what we keep doing wrong?" Quincy Jones featuring James Ingram. "Casey and the Sunshine Band." So this is a song that actually was originally popular in the 70s. They bring it back for this soundtrack. "That's the way, I like it, And, of course, the Cars. "Shake It Up."
Oh, yeah.
Shake it up. Yeah, I mean, this is a great soundtrack. This is a perfect example of the kind of thing I was talking about. You can get this soundtrack and just love every single one of these. And if you'd never heard of Blondie, you'd never heard of Journey, you never heard of Oingo Boingo, you go, wow, I really like this tune. And then go out and get some of their albums. That was your gateway drug. And that's kind of how these soundtracks really worked for me, Getting back to Grease 2. I know we talked about this last week. "Cool Rider," sung by Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, Back to School Again, The Four Tops. Yeah, absolutely. Great, great stuff. A bunch of others that were more for the score, more than they were for the songs, because they were more score albums. "Poltergeist" by Jerry Goldsmith. "The Secret of Nim," Jerry Goldsmith. You see a trend here.
I like Jerry Goldsmith.
Although I will say about "The Secret of Nim," of course, "Flying Dreams" was never. I don't think it was released on. I never heard it on the radio, but I love that song. Mad Max 2, Brian May, of Queen, of course. Conan the Barbarian. That was a great soundtrack. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. John Carpenter.
That movie messed me up.
Happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. And speaking of John Carpenter, The Thing.
Ennio Morricone.
Yes,
wrote that.
yes, you're absolutely right.
Because it feels like a John Carpenter soundtrack, not an Ennio. I mean, to be
They
fair,
were very simpatico. I mean, that relationship there kind of feels like
he probably knew how to write what he was looking for. Yeah, so yeah, in the score.
Yeah, that kind of feels like between director and composer. The only that I can think of that is comparable would be like David Lynch and Angelo Badalamenti. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. E.T., John Williams. Tron, Wendy Carlos, tracks by Journey. And rewatch on Netter's channel, Cat
what?
People, Giorgio Moradero.
Oh.
Good soundtrack, very good soundtrack. Not to mention, Natasha Shinsi's boobs. I mean, that's always good too. And real quick honorable mention, of course, for The Last Unicorn, America, and the London Symphony Orchestra.
I have this
wonderful soundtrack. Yeah.
And for some reason I could only get the German version of it on CD. There was not an American release, but I got the German.
It is hard to find that American version. Hell, it's actually hard to find stock footage of the album cover for the American version.
I'm trying to think if this one got lost in the flood or not. I don't know, but yeah, Das Lied's Einhorn. I still have it on the iTunes. Yeah.
Yeah.
My iTunes, yeah.
Yep. So let me rein it back in. Let me. Wow, I'm so far behind. I'm so sorry. Yeah, David Pensack, Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan. DJ Dick Biondi. Yes, Dick Biondi. Local. Played a lot of this music on his radio program. Biondi died a few No. Biondi died a few days ago?
What?
Look that up. When did Dick Biondi die? I didn't know he just died.
I'll look it up. Hold on.
Looking it up. Okay. Yeah, he died at 90.
When?
Hold on. Come on, Google.
2 days ago, that's when the story came out. Hold on.
No kidding. I did not know this. Okay, folks, most of y'all are not going to know this name. Dick Biondi was a local radio personality.
Yeah, Chicago's famed radio DJ, yeah.
Yes, he, this was a DJ.
He was 26th.
The 26th, okay. He was a DJ that my mom knew when she was young. And he got fired from the channel he was on. There was a rumor that it was about a crude joke that he made on air. He did make a joke right around the time he got let go. Something about the girls' skirts getting so short they were going to have an extra couple of cheeks to powder. But I don't think that's why he got fired. Then he came back in the 80s, actually, when Magic 104 started here in Chicago. He was the anchor, DJ on that channel. And that's when I found out about him. And my mom was like, oh, Dick Biondi. And she told me that story. And my grandmother remembered him. And she was like, oh, he sang this song, this parody song that I really, really liked, On Top of a Pizza. And so I wrote to him. And I said, my mom told me about this parody song you did. Would you be willing to, play it on air or something so I can hear it? He sent us a cassette tape of it, of himself singing it. And then, he worked it into his rotation on the air. But I actually got a cassette tape from Dick Biondi. On top of a pizza, all covered with cheese. I'm singing this off key intentionally because that's how he sang it. I saw my first meatball till somebody sneezed. It rolled off the table and onto the floor. It rolled right out of the door. Okay, I'm going to stop it there. But yeah,
He was the first DJ to play the Beatles.
Oh, I did not know that. That's very interesting.
Oh,
this is interesting. James Horner's wife is CK's wife's cousin. That's great. But wow. Yeah, rest in peace, James Horner. Absolutely. Evelyn's saying, I listened to Biondi in the 60s. Yeah, it was the 60s. Yeah. When I was in high school, I called his request line for years, but never got through. Then I met him at a function in the late 90s. Oh, that is really, really awesome, Evelyn. That's really cool. I'm sorry. The reason I'm so shocked that he just died is I honestly thought he died years ago because he's been retired for years. You lose track of people after they leave the public eye. Anyway, so I feel like we're kind of caught up on the notes as much as we can. So I'm going to try okay. We're only at the 1 hour mark. Okay. So I have an hour to get through 100 songs. Let's see if we can do it. Okay. So I'm going to start from 100 and work my way back to 1. 100 to 1. Just like, I can't do like Rick D's, weekly top 40, voice. I can't do Casey Kasem. I'm not good with impressions, but, hopefully you kind of have that in your mind. So, number 100, Stevie Nicks, Edge of 17. The title of this song comes from a conversation Stevie Nicks had with Tom Petty's first wife, Jane, about the couple's first meeting. Jane said they met at the age of 17, but Jane's strong Southern accent made it sound like edge of 17 to Nicks. She liked the sound of the phrase so much, she told Jane she would write a song for it and give her the credit for the inspiration. I love this song. This is 1982 was a year where Fleetwood Mac, had a lot of their members going and doing some solo work and whatnot, and so obviously Stevie Nicks shows up a couple times on this list. Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this song. What you're gonna have to do, Boomer, is you're gonna have to stop me if there's something you want to say about a song, because I'm gonna try.
Yeah,
at least
getting through them.
At least the first 50 songs or so, I want to try to get through quickly.
Let's get through them.
Unless I get stuck because I gotta sing, like number 99. Through the years, you never let me down. You turned my life around. The sweetest days I found with you through the years. Okay, that's Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers is another one who comes up multiple times on this. You're going to see, and this is... Netter's gonna divorce me, I swear, but I'm losing my buzz.
Troy.
It's still cold. I have very much paced myself, so that's why I'm doing this.
When did you eat last?
Literally just before the stream, and I probably ate too much.
What'd you eat?
I've had a lot to eat today. I've had egg salad. I've had clam chowder. The big one, the chunky can. I ate the whole thing myself. That's actually 3 servings. I had the whole thing.
Did you have oyster crackers with it?
I had saltines.
All right, same thing.
Yeah,
basically. Yeah.
But it's saltier. I like the salty. Yeah. So Kenny Rogers. So this 82 was a very interesting year for a mix of music. We have some country on here. We have synth pop starting to work its way in. We actually have some holdovers from the 70s, some very disco-ish type stuff. Some of that 70s music plays out in the form of very hippy-dippy type, folky type music. Lots of great ballads. And we'll talk through the different genres as we kind of run into them. So that was 99. 98. This is actually another soundtrack song, but it's from a movie that came out in 81. I think. Pretty sure the album came out in 81. Arthur's Theme, Best That You Can Do, Christopher Cross. Yeah. Once in your life you find her, someone who turns your heart around. Yeah. The next thing you know, you're closing down the town. I love the line in the refrain. I don't know why, but it's just this visual that it gives you. When you get caught between the moon and New York City, I know it's crazy, but it's true. I just picture being, on one of the tall buildings, at night. It's just, I love that kind of imagery. But if you have not seen the movie Arthur, definitely a movie to check out. Very, very funny. Liza Minnelli and what was that Brit's name? That played Arthur. Dudley Moore. Dudley Moore. Very, very funny. Very funny and very, very talented musician. Definitely check that out. It's worth it. 97 is a song I'd never heard before today.
What this is.
Going Down by Greg Gidry. He must be a one-hit wonder if you can call 97 a hit. I mean, people must have. It made it onto the charts. Never heard of it. First time today. it seems very generic. Netter said it sounded like a dozen other songs of the era, and she's spot on. She's absolutely right about that. So moving on, Working for the Weekend.
Oh yeah, I know
Loverboy.
this. This is the ballad.
Everybody's working for the weekend.
It's the ballad of the
Everybody
working
wants
stiff.
Yeah. You've heard this song. You don't know where it's from. You've heard this. This is where this song is from. Right. 95 is a Stevie Wonder song. I love Stevie Wonder. Did not know this song. Do I do? But this is one that I'm going to have to go back to. And whatever album this is on, I'm going to need to get it. Because there is an awesome trumpet solo by Dizzy Gillespie. Oh my God, how did I not know about this song? This is awesome. So I got to check this out. See, some of this is new for me. It's not all a history lesson. Waiting on a Friend, the Rolling Stones. Was never a Rolling Stone fan, so I'm moving on.
Okay. Trying to think if I know that one. Oh well.
Yeah, I didn't know it. I don't care because I don't like the Stones.
Gotcha.
I guess if I had it, if you hit me with that classic question, Stones or Beatles, obviously it would be Beatles. I'm not a huge Beatles fan, but definitely like the
Sympathy
Beatles.
for the Devil's a great song.
I don't like that song.
All right.
So this song is a song that I would have loved to have sung. But I can't get through this song without kind of tearing up. There's some riffs in here, not just the sentiment of the song, but the very, very clever orchestration of the music. Before I get any further, I do want to say hello to Sir Torrin Clegane. I see you in the chat. Oh, I just realized I still have my I'm going to come back to this anyway, so I should probably just leave it up. But bear with me, folks. Little technical difficulty. I need to back up a bit. Okay. Sir Torrin, obviously we're talking music here. We're not really talking Broadway stuff, but I know you are very well-rounded in your musical awareness. Wait a minute. He said something that I missed. Nope, it wasn't there. But, Hail, as Deleted Scene says, it was featured in The Boy from Oz and Hugh Jackman's song in the show. Oh gosh. What song was that he was talking? Yeah, when these things are out of order, I because I'm so behind. When You Get Caught Between the Moon and New York City. That's right. It was on The Boy from Oz. I had forgotten that, Sir Torrin. Thank you for reminding me. And I also have to be careful. When I say Sir Torrin Clegane, when I say Aged Boomer, got to make sure I read what's on the screen so I don't accidentally,
Say your name. I gotcha.
Say my name. No, that's a different era. Yes, and Peter Allen was Liza Minnelli. Yeah, Liza Minnelli. There's a reason that she is a gay icon. Absolutely. So there we go. And I think we're caught up. So I'll get back to what I was saying. So yes. So number 93, an incredible ballad, kind of a country ballad. It is a cover. I don't remember who originally performed it a few years earlier. Didn't chart. Everyone knows the Michael Martin Murphhy version. What's Forever For? This is a tough one. I'm gonna give you one verse. I've been looking at people and how they change with the times.
Yeah.
And lately all I seeing are people throwing love away and losing their minds. Maybe it's me who's gone crazy, but I can't understand why. All these lovers keep hurting each other when true love is so hard to come by. So what's the glory in living? Doesn't anybody ever stay together anymore?
We did.
Thank you. And if love never lasts forever, tell me what's forever for? Thank you, sweetheart. I probably wouldn't have been able to make it through that if you hadn't made me laugh, because that one, just the sentiment hurts, you know? And there are some key changes in there that are just, it's almost like a hymn. It's just, oh, man. But moving on, and again, you got to interrupt me if you want me to stop. But Little River Band, Man on Their Mind, number 92. I love Little River Band. I don't know this song at all.
Is it Man on Your Mind? No, I don't know.
No, you're thinking Band on the Run.
That's right.
That's Paul McCartney. We'll be getting to Paul McCartney in a little bit, but we'll also be getting back to Little River Band in a little bit. Number 91 is a prime 80s tune.
I love it, yeah.
When you think 80s music, you think of Kim Wilde. Yeah, we're the kids in America. Whoa. Yeah. So I'm sure this is one of those ones I know it's been in movies, it's been in TV shows. I don't know where. I couldn't find a reference to it, but I do remember it from 1982. Number 90. I love this song. Did not realize that it was Billy Idol and that it was a release song. I only knew it as the introduction to the TV show Booker, which was a spin-off from 21 Jump Street. Hot in the city tonight. I had no idea this was a popular song on the radio by Billy Idol. I just knew this as the theme music from Booker. So that's number 90. Yeah. The Pointer Sisters, Should I Do It? Here's another one that... Here's another one that... should I do it? No, I don't know it. I can't do it. I don't know it. The Pointer Sisters, I love the Pointer Sisters. I heard this song for the first time today, and I loved it. It's got a very, 50s sock hop kind of vibe to it. So I'm going to have to go back to this one, but I'd never heard it before. But it was number 89 in 1982. Number 88, Van Halen doing a cover of the Roy Orbison song, Oh Pretty Woman. Obviously, I like the Roy Orbison version better.
Right.
And what a freaking insane video. Check out the video for this. It looks like the band... I swear, it's like the band just wanted to live out like their Western action adventure film fantasy. It's just... They were having fun with it, very clearly. So 87 is another one of those... I'm starting to think 1982 was a big year for girl bands. For those of you that think, women never did anything before, Jennifer Lawrence came along. Well, this one is the Go-Go's, and the Go-Go's are going to be coming up very, very often. The song Vacation. This is a vacation, all I ever wanted. Vacation, had to get away. You've heard this in commercials. You've heard it in TV shows.
It's on the radio all the time.
It's on the radio all the time, yeah. And although I don't remember a single one of these songs showing up specifically in, like, Stranger Things or something, I'm sure that some of them probably did, Brings us to Diana Ross. Another song. I love Diana Ross. Don't know this song, Mirror, Mirror. Sorry. It's a great song, though. I heard it. I listened to it today. It's a good song. There's a lot of music here on this list that I'm going to end up going back to and listening to again. But just like the next song, Kool and the Gang, Take My Heart. You can have it if you want it. Don't know it. Sounds very 70s.
Yeah.
I just I was telling Boomer this behind the behind the screen earlier. There's a lot of songs on here I don't know by artists that I really like. And I like their earlier stuff, and I like their later stuff. And it's almost like some of these tunes in the 80s I just missed. They were in between albums for me, you know? I don't know. Brings us to number 84.
Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah, and in fact, real quick, give me a second. I got to bring up the, so back when you had album covers, but you also would go and get 45s, right? So those 45s came in little sleeves that also had their own artwork on them. And real quick. So this is the song that's at 88, or excuse me, 84. Tell me that's not something that would catch a young prepubescent boy's attention. But and this song, Make a Move on Me. 1982 was, well, we got to actually back up with Olivia Newton-John. Olivia Newton-John had a, and we, on Geeky Geezers, we did an in memorial for her because she passed not too long ago, breast cancer. She'd been fighting it for years. Mm-hmm. Hashtag save the boobies, just saying.
Right.
But she, when she first came to the U.S., she was kind of known as a very, like, poly purebred, goody-goody type girl. She did, at the time, country music was popular, so a lot of her songs had that very country kind of style to them. And it wasn't until Grease in 76? Something like that, late 70s. Where she kind of started to pivot, because she does that whole Pink Ladies thing and, the hot pants and everything. But that's kind of her character in the film, right? But her very next album, she's like, I'm growing up. It's time for me to... And she helped a whole generation of boys grow up, too, let me tell you.
And,
very sultry song.
Is that the ocean behind her?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Although, I got to be honest with you, I never quite got past her legs to even notice there was water behind her. But good on you to notice that.
I don't think it's forest for the trees, that expression or something.
Right. I was, I'm not even going to try because beautiful, sultry song. But here are the lyrics. I can tell you got plans for me. And your eyes are saying you made them carefully. But tonight, I have to say, there just might be another way. Won't you spare me all the charms and take me in your arms? I can't wait. I'm the one you want. That's all I want to be. So come on, baby, make a move on me. Wow.
Yep.
Let me tell you. My voice dropped an octave after that song. That's Olivia Newton-John, hot blonde. I got a type. Just saying. Just saying. So Netter can't get too upset with me because I got a type, and she's it. She's grabbing something to throw at me, isn't she?
No, I already threw one soy sauce packet at you, which I don't even know where it ended up.
It's over here. I'm going to mistake it for one of my ink cartridges. Let me get.
Bad.
Yeah, no, it absolutely would be. 83. Oh, sang this song last week. If you want to hear me sing this, just go back to last week's stream. Any day now, Ronnie Millsap. If you didn't catch the joke, Age of Boomer gave me some shit about it. I put on dark glasses to sing that song. Ronnie Millsap is blind. So that's why I put on the dark glasses. Yeah. So, yeah. So, number 82, here's a song that a lot of you probably know, and it's another one of those ones that's like Where do I know that from? Get down on it. Get down on it. Cool in the Gang. Yep.
Another one sounds like it was another one that sounds like it was from the 70s though.
It does have that very 70s kind of sound to it. Yeah. This was only 2 years out of the 70s. So yeah, there's going to be that overlap. But then we get to number 81, Michael McDonald. What band was he with again? Do you remember? Somebody in the chat help me out here. He was with was he with the Doobie Brothers? Doesn't matter. He's on his own here, and this is
Doobie Brothers. Yeah, Doobie Brothers. Yeah.
This was the first solo hit of his that I actually remember. I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore. Keep forgetting things will never be the same again. He's got that very deep kind of, kind of in between bass and baritone. Really, yeah. So great song. I love that one. Now, not going to try to sing any Air Supply. We're at number 80. Air Supply was two guys. I can't remember their names off the top of my head. But the lead singer had a very high voice for a guy. A lot of times mistook him for a girl. Definitely out of my range. But they had some really great ballads in the 80s. This one in particular, Here I Am, the one that you love, asking for another day. Beautiful, beautiful song. It's the kind of song that I'll sing in falsetto in the car when I'm alone, nobody to hear me, But beautiful stuff. Mm-hmm. Let me jump back to the chat real quick. Booker is a good cop. Extra points for whoever gets that reference. Sorry, deleted scenes. I love the show Booker, but it's very, very fuzzy memory for me now. Love the Go-Go's.
TJ Hooker, but anyway.
Jane has a great voice too. Let's see. I did not know this, but thank you for pointing it out to me, Logical Spock. Do I Do is on the same album as Very Superstitious. Yeah, see, you can't sing that song without, again, the blind thing. Yeah, I'm going to get canceled, aren't I? Grease was released in 78. Okay, I knew it was an even year. Why I know that, I have no freaking clue. I remember it was... I was surprised that John Travolta was still making movies in the present day because I thought only old people were adults in the 70s. Well, he was still pretty young actually in the 70s. But yeah, Vinnie Barbarino.
Yeah.
Right? The Sweat Hogs.
Red Hogs, Mr. Carter.
Mr. Carter. Yeah, absolutely. Just then Troy's feed was cut. We never heard from him again. 2 months later, last call with Netter's Network was announced. I like how you think. When I'm gone, Netter's going to pick up the stream. I hope.
Oh.
But
maybe she'll start drinking. Who knows?
no, alcoholism runs in my family, so that would be a big nope.
Doobies and Steely Dan, that makes sense actually. I thought he was with more than one band, so you're probably absolutely right about that. Okay, back to my notes. So Here I Am, the one that you love, asking for another day. The Police. Every little thing she does is magic. Number 79. Yeah, classic
deal,
80s tune.
Big deal, classic Police song. I have a 4-disc Police box set that I got many years back. I still have it. It's like a quintessential Police set.
Yep.
Sting.
So, real quick, does that end? Okay, no, I'm sorry. Just a technical thing. I didn't know how this was going to go. So the next thing that I want to bring up is going to require me to share my screen again. Bear with me. Present. And this is where deleted scenes. You may have spoken a little too soon. This could get the stream taken down, but I'm gonna risk it. Share screen. Entire screen, share system audio. Actually, Boomer, I'm going to mute you because I am sharing my system audio. I'll bring you back in after this. Okay. Well, I mean, you'll still be here, but but I have to do that. Otherwise, if you do talk, you're going to echo. So Boomer's still with us. See, you can still see him in the screen, but bear with me, everyone. Present, share screen, entire screen, share system audio. Share.
The 70s and the 80s, you're not missing anything.
That's not what I wanted to share. That's it. Not doing any more because I will get taken down, I'm sure. But so we got sorry. Are you back, Boomer?
I'm back.
Okay, good. So Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, right?
Yes.
Cover of the Tommy James and the Shondells song, Crimson and Clover. She does something that outside the United States artists do all the time, and that's when you have a song that is like kind of gender specific, they don't change the lyrics. They're just singing a song. It doesn't mean anything. Here in the U.S., there's an idea that you got to change the lyrics. She doesn't. So to a lot of American audiences back in the 80s, they came off kind of lesbian, you know. And then you superimpose the close-up on her lips and the whole thing, and it's just... Remember, when I say prepubescent, I mean literally starting to go through puberty here, so... This kind of stuff really had an impact on me. So, yeah, I knew this song before Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, but I became laser focused on this song when her version came out. Just gonna say. But before I go on, anything you wanted to share about that, Age of Boomer?
No, I know Pat S. is making a point that she's a runaway.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of... Wait, just then... Oh, okay. I thought there was more comments. Yeah, I'd already read this one. She's a runaway. Julie says, I can't imagine why. Yeah, exactly. Most of the men in the audience are kind of following where my thought pattern is going, because tongue is just too thick for me to talk now. So we're moving on now. Yesterday's song, Neil Diamond. Was never a big Neil Diamond fan.
My mom. Yeah,
you too. Your mom. Yeah.
It's always the mom that likes Neil Diamond. Yes. Yesterday's songs.
Yeah.
What was that
saying
song?
I love you. Just saying I love you. Yeah. I remember this song.
He did a movie though, right? Didn't they do a movie about him? Where it was like the.
Fuck if I know. I don't. I was never.
I'm gonna look that up now. He was starred in a movie. Hold on. Neil Diamond.
I'm sure he did. Good for him. Yeah. So Neil Diamond, he was in the 80s. There you go. So number 76, Elton John, Empty Garden. Hey Johnny. Don't know it. I know a lot of his Yellow Brick Road album and all the stuff before that. He had a big renaissance in the 80s. A lot of great songs later on. This fell right between those for me, so I just don't know this one. But that brings us to number 75, a song that I love. This is a song, and you're going to see a recurring theme here, of songs that made it onto the Troy's workout mix. You know, those of you that, have seen, what's that Chris Pratt movie, Uka Chaka, and, the... what is it?
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Guardians of the Galaxy, right? And he's got that mixtape, right?
Yes.
Well, we all made mixtapes back then, right? Yeah. And I had a mixtape specifically for working out with. And the first one, and a lot of them come from this year. First one that I'm going to mention is Laura Branigan's version of Gloria. Yeah, so this was originally a 1979 song by Umberto Tozzi in Italian. and they changed the lyrics and whatnot when she did it. But yeah, this was definitely one of the aerobic workouts for me. I love this song. Laura Branigan died very young from an aneurysm, very tragic. But beautiful, beautiful woman, great song. Definitely check it out if you haven't. Number 74, I can't stand Barbra Streisand. We're moving on. 73.
Oh, please.
Journey.
Oh,
Don't Stop Believin'.
You've heard the song.
Most of y'all know this as the last song played in the last episode of The Sopranos.
Yeah. It was featured heavily on the show Glee. The
Makes
teacher
sense.
was a big fan of Journey, so he would have them in. I think.
Well, good. Yeah, Journey was. What was the lead singer's name? Perry. Something Perry.
Find it. Journey Band.
Stephen Perry? Or am I confusing him with the football player? Anyway, he had a great range of voice. He was just incredible.
Steve Perry.
Steve Perry. Okay. Yeah. Great singer. Great. Like I said, wonderful range. He's got some songs. I wouldn't even attempt to sing some of his songs because they're just way too high. Connie Cleary, welcome. So good to see you here. Another Kenny Rogers song.
Yes.
Number 72. You can run, you can hide, never let it inside. Keep living your life in the dark. But sooner or later, your gentle persuader is gonna catch up with your heart. Make you a dreamer, believer in love. Well, it's your mind that tricks you in believing every time. Love will turn you around. Yeah, like I said, there was a lot of country in the 80s, too.
This was featured in that movie that I had the poster for, Six Pack, with Kenny Rogers, where he played the race car driver. And I guess there were some lovable street urchins he has to contend with in it. But it's
there you go.
That song was featured on there.
Yeah, I'd never seen the movie, so I'd never connected it with the... Yeah. But there you go. That's a perfect example of another song, soundtrack.
From a movie,
Awesome hit, yeah. So number 71, Denise Williams, who becomes real popular in a few years when we get to Footloose. This year, her hit was number 71, It's Gonna Take a Miracle. A song that I honestly thought was much older than 82. Yes, it's gonna take a miracle to make me love someone new, 'cause I'm waiting for you. Yeah, I did not realize it was Denise Williams, and I did not realize it was from 1982, but there you go. And here's another one. Take It Away, Paul McCartney. I did not realize that this was a Paul McCartney song. I also thought it was not 82. I thought it was much later in the decade. So there you go. Number 70, Paul McCartney. Or Sir Paul McCartney, excuse me. Number 69. Well, I would have hoped it was a better song that I knew better, but it's not. It's Oh No by the Commodores. I don't know this song, but I love the Commodores.
Yeah, they're the ones that Burn Baby Burn, right?
They did a lot of songs that I love. But that brings us to Jackson Browne, number 68. We were just talking about this from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She must be somebody's baby. She's so fine. She's probably somebody's only light. Gonna shine at night. I gotta say, this is a song that I'm not gonna, try to sing in its completion because it's got a long range. I heard Jackson Browne singing this live once, not too long ago, about 10, 15 years ago. Did not sound good. He couldn't hit those high notes anymore. It was kind of painful. Neil Diamond is the same way. He should not still be performing, honestly. But what can you do? Your voice goes. So for some people, your voice goes. What can you do? So that's 68, Jackson Browne. 67. You know what? I gotta go back and share this one with you guys. Hold on a second. Let me present, share screen, entire screen, share system audio. Oh.
The 70s and the 80s, you're not missing anything. I looked into it. There's a gas shortage and a flock of seagulls. That's about it.
There you go. So
I have a question. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I that's a good that you played that clip. Why are a flock of seagulls the butt of jokes in many movies?
I have no flippin' clue. But at number 67, I Ran So Far Away by Flock of Seagulls.
I'm sorry, when I think of 80s music, I think of this song. This is
I ran so far away. You can't even sing it without the accent, you know? I mean, it's just...
This is, were they Australian as well?
They were definitely part of the United Kingdom, but I don't know if they were specifically...
English, never mind. Liverpool. New wave band from Liverpool. Okay.
Makes sense to me. Yeah. They may have been more popular on the other side of the pond. I think this is the only song I know of theirs.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, it didn't take long for the 80s to become the 80s. And just look at some of these tracks in this list. Yeah, this is quintessential 80s music.
And I'm just really... Okay, so I'm done with the visuals for tonight, I think. But yeah, Flock of Seagulls. I wasn't into a lot of the synthwave stuff.
Really?
I mean, there's some on this list that we'll get to a little bit later that I really... Human League. I was huge Human League, but... No,
I kind of like that.
I was going through a very... Alex P. Keaton, Reaganomics type era then, right. And I was very resistant to the new British invasion. So,
no, see, I'm the opposite. Okay, yeah, I'm big on the Brits.
The stuff that I really did like, I liked in spite of that, instead of
Interesting. No, yeah. I've always liked the music.
And some of it I've come back to, after I got over my, establishmentarianism in retrospect. So I'm looking back on the 80s a little differently in my...
See, especially because these bands come from Liverpool. That's like the big working class, that's where the Sex Pistols came from, right? And Joy Division and all that. I think.
And I wasn't a big Sex Pistols fan at all. At all. Yeah.
Oh, you're killing me here. Okay.
I know. So again, Hall & Oates, which were really big in the 80s, but number 66, Did It in a Minute. Never actually heard it before today. Surprise. I didn't. But number 65, America, You Can Do Magic, You Can Have Anything That You Desire. That was a great song. I like that one. Yeah. Number 64, a song I don't know really well, but I was a huge Sheena Easton fan. You Could Have Been With Me. First line of the song, you are the seventh son of a seventh son. Do a little looking into the symbology there, but great ballad. I really did have the hots for Sheena Easton. Absolutely. She was awesome. Sheena Easton, although, that the whole saying, you never want to meet your heroes, or, whatever it is. I had tickets to see, and Sir Torn, you're still with us. Okay, good. Here in Chicago, there was a performance of The Man of La Mancha with Raul Julia, which a buddy of mine and we had tickets for, and we were going to see specifically because for two reasons. One, Sheena Easton was supposed to be playing Dulcinea, and unfortunately, a pox upon me, I can't remember the name of the bloke who played Sancho Panza. but he was the one who had originated the role on Broadway, and he was retiring. This was his last performance as Sancho Panza. I remember that at the end of the performance, usually people would have stood for Dulcinea, and they would have stood for Don Quixote.
Right.
As we were, clapping as they were doing the curtain call, I looked over at my buddy Otto, and he says, "We stand for Sancho Panza." I said, "You absolutely are right." We were the only two people in the friggin' auditorium theater in Chicago that stood for him. But we stood, and we yelled as loud as we could, "Bravi! Bravissimi!"
Yes.
And he was in tears.
Wow.
And he did the thank you directly to us. It was for him that we stood.
Yes.
But the reason I bring this up was that Sheena Easton was supposed to be playing Dulcinea here in Chicago. She wasn't in it. It was her understudy, who was phenomenal. Don't remember the girl's name, but she was incredible. And I was like, oh well. That at first you figure, well, is ever right? Turns out we read in the news that she didn't show up for any of the performances that were scheduled for Chicago, and there was no reason given. I got the impression she just flaked, and I'm like, screw her.
Wow, that's not cool.
I know, because I was such a huge fan. That's a great way to lose fans. Just anyway. Good song, though, number 64. Not very familiar with it, but I was a huge Sheena Easton fan. Go-Go's are back, number 63. Our Lips Are Sealed.
Yep.
Another 80s classic.
Yep.
And the one thing I want to bring up about this, and this is another one of those ones, you've heard it in commercials, you've heard it in, anything related to the 80s, this song has probably come up. But it was covered in the 2000s by Hillary and Haley Duff for the soundtrack to the movie A Cinderella Story, which will be coming up in a few weeks on Netters Network's Retro Cinema.
A Cinderella Story? Mm-hmm. Who's in it?
Hillary Duff.
Oh.
She plays the Cinderella character.
Okay.
It'll be one of Netters Network's Retro Cinema coming.
What's she been up to these days?
Probably drying out.
I don't know if he meant Hillary Duff or me.
Netter's right here with me.
I think she's on that How I Met Your Father show or something, but I haven't.
They made a How I Met Your Father?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it any good?
I don't know. I haven't seen any of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. So Our Lips Are Sealed, the Go-Go's. Elton John, Blue Eyes. Again, I'm a huge Elton John fan. I don't know this song. This is between Yellow Brick Road and Can You Feel the Love Tonight. I don't know this song. Okay. But number 61, Quincy Jones, James Ingram. Find 100 Ways. Great song. Very, very soulful song. I love this one. That's a good one. Number 60. This is one of those very low-key, sexy songs. Karl Ivanov, Personally. I've got something to give you that the mailman can't deliver. Can't mail it in. I can't phone it in. I can't send it in. Even by your closest friend. I'm bringing it to you personally. Personally, yeah. Yeah. She's got the hots for somebody. And she can't send a surrogate. She's got to do it herself. 11-year-old Troy totally understood that song. Nothing went over my head. Good song. Absolutely. Number 59. Love is in Control. Finger on the Trigger. Donna Summer. Sorry, don't know that song. Don't know it. Just don't know number 59.
What's that title again?
Love is in Control. Finger on the Trigger.
Doesn't sound familiar.
See, if Netter doesn't know it, I don't know. It made it to 59 on the chart for 82, but whatever. Eddie Money. I think I'm in love. You know that song. You've heard it.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones that you hear on the radio all the time, and you're like, I'll just leave it on. You know what I'm saying? Not one of my favorite songs at 57. Crosby, Stills, and Nash is kind of hit and miss with me. Time we have wasted on the way. Yeah, they were kind of hippy-dippy. I wasn't real into the hippy-dippy stuff. But, just, number 56.
What is this?
This one took me by surprise. I had not heard this.
This isn't like some classical music with like 80s beats attached to it or something. What is it?
It is literally a mix. Okay, so it's the Royal Philharmonic. It's called Hooked on the Classics, and what it is it's a sampling of some of the great classical pieces throughout history. We're talking Tchaikovsky, Mozart, Beethoven. It starts with Piano Concerto No. 1 by Tchaikovsky, right?
Right.
Flight of the Bumblebee, Symphony No. 40 by Mozart, Rhapsody in Blue by Gershwin.
Right.
Toccata in D minor by Bach. And it ends off with 1812 Overture by Tchaikovsky. Oh my gosh, this is some great stuff. Right in the middle, they got Romeo and Juliet Fantasy Overture by Tchaikovsky. I did not know this was a thing. I mean, I know all the pieces in this individually. I didn't know there was a popular version of this out there that made it to, holy fuck, 56 on the year's top 100 chart. That's friggin' brilliant.
Yeah.
Amazing. I thought that was great. This was a little surprise for me as I was going through and doing my research. Number 55. We're back in the country. I had, I don't know, I have to say about 84, 85. I picked up, I think it was like Alabama's Greatest Hits. Because I kind of really got into Alabama.
Right.
At that point. I wasn't a huge country fan at the time. I resisted being a country fan because my dad was country. I wanted nothing to do with anything my dad had anything to do with.
Right.
But when I got into college, I kind of got over that. I was like, screw it. I'm not going to cut myself off from anything I like because of my father. Right. Screw him, But Alabama was a big favorite of mine. Number 55, Love in the First Degree. I once thought of love as a prison, a place I didn't want to be. So long ago, I made a decision to be footloose and fancy free. But you came and I was so tempted to gamble on love just one time. I never thought that I would get caught. It seemed like the perfect crime. Baby, you left me defenseless. I've only got one plea. Lock me away inside of your love and throw away the key. I'm guilty of love in the first degree. I love that song. Oh, this was, of course, my introduction to Alabama. That same year, my mom went to a concert with a friend of hers to see Alabama. She wasn't into country at all. But she was like, I kind of like this Alabama, So that's why we started kind of listening to some of these Alabama songs. And, I love this. I love that song. It's just awesome stuff. And please don't let me run ramshackle over you, Boomer. Stop me if you need to. If there's
no, it's fine. It's fine. Keep going.
Number 54, Diana Ross. Why Do Fools Fall in Love?
Is this a cover?
It is a cover of the more famous Frankie Lamone and the Teenagers.
Okay.
Why do fools fall in love? Why do birds sing so gay? Lovers await the break of day. Why do they fall in love? I didn't know Diana Ross did a cover of it because, I was kind of into the oldies, my mom's music, Dick Biondi, all that kind of stuff, so there you go. But number 54, Diana Ross, and I like Diana Ross. So there you go. 38 special. So caught up in you, little girl, that I never want to set myself free. Yeah, that's number 53. Right. You've probably heard that one.
Yeah, I think so.
There you go. Here's another ballad, number 52. You'll hear this on the Yacht Rock channel, right? Paul Davis. It's gonna be a cool night. Just let me hold you by the firelight. If it don't feel right, you can go. Paul Davis, Cool Night. Yeah.
Huey Lewis.
Gosh, yeah, we just got past the halfway mark, right?
No, we're at 51.
We got it. We got to speed it up a little bit. You listen to the newest. Do you believe in love? Do you believe it's true? 82 was before Back to the Future, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where does Back to the Future start out? It starts out in 1985. So I'm assuming that's
there. You go. And I believe this was. Do You Believe in Love? Was this off the sports album or was this before that?
I don't remember.
That's okay. It all kind of runs together for me too. But yeah, this was a great 80s tune. I love this one. REO Speedwagon. I am a huge fan of REO Speedwagon, but I don't know the name. I don't know Keep the Fire Burning. I don't know this one.
All right.
But what I do know is number 49, the Jay Giles Band, Freeze Frame. That's a hard one to sing because
is that the
freeze frame? That's what I mean. You got to kind of like sing the music.
I don't know why I confuse that with like a Wham song. I don't know.
It's got that kind of feel to it. I see what you're getting at with that. But that was Jay Giles, absolutely. And then the very confusingly titled Young Turks by Rod Stewart. Young hearts, be free tonight. Time is on your side. Most people think this song is called Young Hearts, not Young Turks. Because the words Young Turks does not come up in the lyrics of the song at all. So, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Yeah, that's number 48. Juice Newton. Again, we're going back to country. I love Juice Newton. I really did. She had some great ballads, some great songs, some just fall in love with type songs. This one is a little bit more upbeat. Love's been a little bit hard on me. Do you know this one, Boomer?
No, I don't think so.
Really? Check it out.
Been a little bit hard on me. I don't know. I'll have to listen.
I don't even remember the words to it very, very well. But yeah, and the refrain is pretty much just love's been a little bit hard on me. Well, it's just been a little. Love's been a little bit hard on me. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See, you know what? Okay. I gotta sing just enough that people can kind of, if they do know the song, can kind of get it. Roberta Flack is at number 46. I love Roberta Flack. Don't know the song, but this, I heard it today, is a beautiful, beautiful ballad. It's called Making Love.
Oh.
Don't know it, but it's a beautiful ballad. I really, really did like it. So, again, I was talking about how Fleetwood Mac branched out in 82, started doing solo albums and whatnot. So Lindsey Buckingham holds number 45 with his song Trouble. Never heard it before. Not a big Lindsey Buckingham outside of Fleetwood Mac fan myself. Just not. Don't know if that's because, he was romantically involved with Stevie Nicks and I got jealous or what, but not a big Lindsey Buckingham fan. So there you go. So that brings us to number 44, Hall & Oates.
Hall & Oates again.
Private eyes, they're watching you.
Yes.
They see your every move.
Yeah.
Great song. I love that. Here's a Hall & Oates song I definitely know. But that brings us to another song I don't know. Stevie Wonder,
again.
That Girl.
That Girl.
Sorry, don't know this one.
All right.
I do vaguely know number 42, but Netter knows it way better than I do. Buckner and Garcia, Pac-Man Fever.
Yes.
Pac-Man fever.
There you go. See, she's already singing it. Yeah. It's a bubblegum,
Yes.
type of song,
Have you heard their Frogger song?
Yes.
I know it exists.
no.
I don't know it. No.
Nerds. It slaps.
I just no.
What
I don't.
nerds put this on the top chart? Come on, Pac-Man. Everybody loved Pac-Man. I get it. It's just,
I mean, it's at 42. It's way higher than some very, very good songs. So
it's
I
a
don't
little
really
ridiculous
understand
this
it
is
at
on
all.
here. I mean, I like Pac-Man. Don't get me wrong, but it's just no.
So we're bringing back Little River Band for number 41. I told you I love Little River Band. Here's a song that I really loved of theirs. Take It Easy on Me. This is I think this would fall into the yacht rock category, but it's a little bit more, it's a faster song. Take it easy on me. It should be easy to see. I'm getting lost in the crowd. Hear me crying out loud. Just want you to know, I know that you have to go. It's all up to you, but whatever you do, take it easy on me. Good song. Check it out if it sounds in any way of interest to you. Look into the Little River Band. Their music is somewhere between rock and country. It's good. It's good in that valley there. But okay, number 40, another one that a lot of 80s references. Asia, right? 'Cause it's the heat of the moment. You know that song.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Just like Paul Davis at number 39. 65 Love Affair. Rock and roll was simple and clear. Oh, I still can hear. I can hear it, baby. 65 Love Affair. Good song. I like it. Number 38. I've got mixed feelings about this song. Charlene.
Yeah.
I've Never Been to Me. This was originally released in 1977. So it's definitely got that 70s feel to it, right?
I
But
just got the impression it was a lady who did special favors for fellows.
I got that feeling too at 11 friggin' years old. Yeah.
And she...
I've
get out
been
of it.
undressed by kings and I've seen some things that a girl ain't supposed to see. I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. Yeah, originally released in 77, but didn't really catch on until 82 and then made it to 38 on the charts. Don't know how I feel about that song. It's a weird ballad. It's a good song. I like it, but check it out. Tell me what your opinion of it is. Number 37, Air Supply. Even the nights are better.
Yes.
Now that we're here together.
Arthur.
No, that one's not from Arthur.
That one wasn't from
I don't
Arthur?
think so.
Maybe it was. I've not seen Arthur.
But we talked, and I didn't see it when we went through the soundtrack. Maybe. She may be right. But it's the same year that the soundtrack for Arthur came out, so it's certainly
That's what I
easy
know it from.
association, right?
Yes.
Number 36.
That was that last one you were singing. What was the title?
Even the Nights Are Better.
Maybe. I'm thinking of When You Get Caught Between the
Yeah,
Moon and
we
Yours.
covered that one earlier. Yeah, absolutely.
They sound very similar.
They do. They absolutely do. And you would expect that. Songs of the same era, in the same genre, are going to sound very similar. You're absolutely right. Number 36. Stevie Nicks again. With Don Henley. Leather and Lace. This
Leather
one's
and
still
Lace.
on the radio a lot. You guys have heard this. You guys have heard this, right? I mean, this is one I want to do a duet with Netter sometime. Because Stevie Nicks is totally in her range. She totally could. I stretch myself because Don Henley's a little higher than I am. He's a high tenor, but I could almost. You in the moonlight with your sleepy eyes. Would you ever love a man like me? And you were right when I walked into your house. I knew I'd never want to leave. Sometimes I'm a strong man, sometimes cold and scared, sometimes I cry. But that time I saw you, I knew you'd light my nights. Somehow I would get by. Lovers forever, face to face. My city or mountains, stay with me, stay.
You're gonna get a strike.
I need you to love me, I need you today. Give to me your leather, take from me my lace. That's very nice of you to say, Netter. There's no way I'm doing this song justice, but yeah, I was very jealous of Don Henley and his relationship with Stevie Nicks at this point in their lives. Those of you that are Stevie Nicks fans, you can look into all the rumors and stories. Rumors, get it? Rumors. But anyway, number 35, leader of the band, Dan Fogelberg. I don't know this song, but I like Dan Fogelberg, and I actually knew his brother. I worked at a law firm that his brother worked at. So, number 34, another Journey song. So now I come to you with open arms, nothing to hide, believe what I say. I want to say, was this one used in the heavy metal soundtrack?
What one is it?
Open Arms, Journey?
It's possible.
I feel like this is one of the ones that I know there was a Journey song on the heavy metal soundtrack.
I'll find out in a sec. I have it.
And I know that it was the Journey song that, among other things, that the rights on it held up the release of the movie on home media. But
Whoops. Give me a second. Journey on heavy metal. Give me 1 second. Open Arms. Yep, that's the one. It was on the heavy metal soundtrack. Yep.
Tim Hayes is saying The Lonesome Loser is one of Little River Band's tunes. Yes, it is probably my favorite Little River Band song. Have you heard about the lonesome loser? He's a loser, but he still keeps on trying. Yeah, I know that one. That's a great one. So that brings us to where are we at? 33?
Yes.
Let's Groove.
Oh,
Earth,
yeah.
Wind, and
Here
Fire.
we go. Earth,
You
Wind,
know
and
this one?
Fire. Oh, yeah. Do. Let's groove. You know.
Get.
It has a very funky sound to it. Again.
It's all right. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It again feels like something from the 70s.
It very 70s. As I recall the video for this,
Yes.
they're wearing these.
Yes.
This gold lame type, like, I swear Mark Hamill has a picture of himself in this outfit. It's like this V cut with these big shoulders, all gold metallic. It's very disco.
I remember the trailer for the Emperor's New Groove, the Disney animated movie. They played the song in the trailer, which I thought worked perfectly with it.
That's awesome.
No, this is a great little funky song, and I guess maybe disco was dying, but maybe funk lived on. I guess that's all.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Brings us to number 32. The Alan Parsons Project. I love the Alan Parsons Project. I am the eye in the sky, looking at you. I can read your mind. I am the maker of rules, dealing with fools. I can cheat you blind, and I don't need to see anymore to know that I can read your mind.
Oh.
Good song.
Many a radio listened to that one. Yeah.
We covered number 31 when we were doing a in retrospective for Christy McVie, "Hold Me" by Fleetwood Mac, written by Christy McVie and Robbie Patton. We talked all about that. Definitely check out Age of Boomers channel and the Geeky Geezers when we covered that. The week that Christy McVie passed. Yeah. Number 30, Men at Work. Who can it be now? Yeah, there's a great sax piece in there. Absolutely. And that's the one where you first realize that...
this is another one that reminds me of a Police song, even though it's not.
It is a similar feel. Of course, Police, England, and Men at Work, Australia, but very similar musical influences there. Help me out. Who was the lead singer for Men at Work? It was he's Mark Knopfler, right? Am I right? And he's got that weird googly eye, And this was where this, because they kind of focus on it, who can it be knocking at my door? And they do this straight on thing, and he's he really plays up that googly eye of his. It's a good video. Check it out. Weird. I mean, it's this. He's going with the theme of the song, right? He's a shut-in. He doesn't want anyone coming to his door, knocking, bothering him, or whatever. And they show this alien coming up to his door with sparkly glitter all over his body, knocking on his door.
Holy cow! Like Men at Work band members. It's like a rotating group. It's like there's no one. It's
like from this year to this year.
I can't even tell you who it was.
Yeah. That's the way they are. Absolutely. Okay. Number 29, The Motels. Only the Lonely.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I told you, only the lonely can play. Very soulful, very cool, mellow song. I love this song. If you've never seen the video for it, check it out. Definitely very much of its time, very 80s. Yeah. Number 28. Got Air Supply again. Sweet Dreams. Close your eyes, I want to write the skies in my sweet dreams. It's a great Air Supply song. Yeah, Air Supply had a great year in 82.
Mm-hmm.
George Benson at number 27.
Right.
Turn your love around. Do, 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 do. Don't you turn me down. Do, 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 do. 26. The other big Ray Parker Jr. song. Oh, I'm in love. I'm in love with the other woman. Do, 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 do. My life was fine. Yes, it was. Till she blew my mind. Yeah, this was Ray Parker Jr.
So this was, he also did Ghostbusters.
This was beside, the other song that he's well known for, right? Actually, Ghostbusters kind of drowns this one out, but yeah, that one too. Go-Go's are back again at number 25. We got the beat, we got the beat, we got the beat. Yeah, we got the beat. Oh,
Fast Times at Ridgemont High soundtrack.
Belinda Carlisle. I love Belinda Carlisle, especially like a decade later when she posed for Playboy. That was just.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Number 24, Daz Band. Let it whip. So whip it, baby. Whip it right. Whip it, baby. Whip it all night. You got to know that one. Come on.
Of course. It's another
Of
one that sounds
course,
like it was done by Earth, Wind, and Fire or something.
Exactly. A lot of one-hit wonders that all kind of sounded the same, and you just assume they were all the same band, right?
Yes.
Cars are back at number 23. Shake it up. Do. Shake it up.
Last American Virgin soundtrack.
Yes. See? It all comes out exactly like I was saying, This is why this is so important. Number 22, go back to country. If I'm not mistaken, Willie Nelson wrote the song. Many, many people have recorded it. Maybe I didn't love you quite as good as I should have. And maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I should have. Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. But you were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Willie Nelson, I kind of drifted into Elvis by the end of that because I have a huge Elvis influence on just about any song he ever sang. So that was number 22. Number 21, Juice Newton is back.
Who?
Juice Newton.
Okay.
Going back to country again. And I have never been afraid of losing. And I have never wanted love to be a chain. I only know that when I'm with you, you're my sunshine, you're my rain. The sweetest thing I've ever known is loving you. Beautiful country ballad by Juice Newton. It's a great song.
Never
Actually,
heard of it.
very good video too. Worth checking out. You should really check it out. So that brings us to what now? We're down to 20. I know. We've run over, but
It's
last
okay.
stream we
Rick
went over 3
Springfield.
hours, and you don't have to work tomorrow, so don't give me any grief, Boomer.
Tired. Want to go to bed.
You
I'm a
old fart.
boomer.
You old fart. These songs just keep me going, though. That's really what it is. So number 20, Rick Springfield is back. Don't talk to strangers, baby, don't you talk. No, you got to know this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a classic 80s tune. I think this was covered by... Did Jonathan Colton do a cover of this, Netter?
Yeah.
See? Yeah. Remember we were talking about Jonathan Colton, was it last week or the week before? Yeah. But, yeah, good song. Rick Springfield. Number 19. Not even going to try this one. Not even going to try. This is
I've
an
been
awesome
waiting
ballad.
For a girl like you.
Foreigner.
Did I
Waiting
just-
for a
did
girl
I
like
butcher
you.
That?
There's no... Yeah, that's why I'm not doing it, because I know I would butcher it. It's definitely out of my range. I've never tried to sing this song. But I did put it on a mixtape for this girl I fell in love with
Oh.
and that I ended up marrying.
Oh.
Just saying. This was a
Really?
powerful 80s ballad. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, if you don't know this song, you know this song.
I know this. I was just singing it.
No, I mean, like,
Really?
everybody in the chat knows
They
this
know
song.
this song.
They
The
must.
chat is
If you
wide.
don't, look it up. Foreigner, Waiting for a Girl Like You. This is the classic 80s ballad, Number 18, Melissa Manchester. You should hear how she talks about you. You should hear what she says. She said she would be lost without you. She's half out of her head. Didn't listen to that song, at least the lyrics, until years later. And I realized, this is kind of a screwed up girl. She's like talking to a guy about how she's totally into him, but she's talking about herself in the third person. Like, there's this girl I know that really, really likes you. And then at the end of the song, she's like, oh yeah, that girl's me. Okay, why didn't you just say that in the first place? It would have been a lot easier, but I guess we wouldn't have had a song then. So that's number 18. Number 17. You guys know this song. This is where we came in. Bertie Higgins, Key Largo. Absolutely. This is where we came in. So if you want to hear me sing that, just go back to the beginning of the stream. Number 16, Tommy Two-Tone. What's Jenny's phone number, Agent Boomer?
8675309.
8675309. Yeah, that phone number was plastered all over every men's bathroom, just cause. And if you ever called that phone number, there was a very distinct chance that you would get a dry cleaners that was really pissed that they were getting a lot of calls, depending on what area code you were in. Yeah. They didn't think that one through, but there would have been a great marketing opportunity for Tommy Two-Tone if they'd have thought that one through, but they didn't. So that brings us number 15, another Hall & Oates tune. This one is, I remember this one a little bit better. This is a classic 80s tune. Very melodic type of song. A lot of great instrumentals in this one. I can't go for that. No can do. I can't go for that. Yeah, Hall & Oates, definitely. Great song, number 15. Which brings us to 1982. My mother bought me for Christmas my first Walkman. Oh, yeah. And 2 cassettes. Those 2 cassettes were greatest hits of the Bee Gees and Toto 4.
Was Jive talking on the greatest hits of the Bee Gees?
Yes, it was. Yes,
okay.
It was. And Toto 4, including the song Roseanne.
You must know this one very well.
I know this song very well. I'm not going to sing it because you can't do it justice. At least for me, you can't, because I listened to this with those, headphones, the 80s ones, these ones that kind of sat on top of your ears with the little cushions. And it was the first time I ever really appreciated stereo sound, right? Because there's this great bit where there's this synthetic, instrumental, woo, and that synthesizer just goes right through your head from right to left. Zoo. Oh, it's great. And then you got not quite a year since she went away, oh baby, Roseanne, oh yeah. Now she's going, whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, I mean, it's just the sound. It's just, I could just saw the video for the first time today. That's weird. Toto's in I think it's a junkyard, playing their song, and like some hoods come to fight or something. Oh. It's kind of like the Jets and the whatever, gonna dance and cut you up, it's just, it was weird. There was a lot of weird videos in the 80s, let's face it. Yeah, like that kind of a thing, yeah. But yeah, so that's Rosanna. Brings us to number 13, Quarter Flash. I'm gonna harden my heart. I'm gonna swallow my tears. I'm gonna turn and leave you here. Weird ass videos. I was just talking about how weird the videos were. This may be one of the weirdest ones of 82. Starts out with a girl running through hallways, kind of like, those of you that know about the back rooms, liminal space, that kind of a thing. Just strange. And it's filmed in this BBC style mix of film and videotape. Just weird. And the ending is like she leaves this, and then this tractor comes in and crushes the building she was in, and then somebody comes in and shoots a flamethrower. It's weird. It is so weird. It's like, what acid trip was the creator of this video on? It makes no sense. Has nothing to do with the song.
Yeah, but that's how it was with videos back.
A lot of videos in the 80s were like that. Yeah, there was a lot of cocaine being done back then. Cocaine's a hell of a drug, people. Let me just tell you. Number 12 is, again, we're getting back to Troy's workout mixtape. This was the first song on that mixtape because it was my warm-up, Vangelis. The theme to Chariots of Fire, which on the original album is called Titles. It's an instrumental. I can't sing it for you. I wouldn't want to try. It's all synthesizer. And as I understand, Vangelis, at the time that he created this soundtrack for Chariots of Fire, he didn't even know musical notation.
Huh. He's playing going by ear?
Absolutely. And it is just freaking brilliant. It is brilliant.
This was featured in the movie, right?
Absolutely. And all I can associate with this is running on the beach in the surf, and it's a very plodding type of beat, very melodic, very it works you up. It's a great tune for your initial warm up for a workout, so I would get on the treadmill, start Vangelis, dun da 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 da, dum da 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 da, and then I would just start increasing the speed, until I really had my heart going. That's what you want from a workout, from a warm up. Also, 1982, I was in grade school, and I was in the school band playing trombone, third trombone to be specific. And Chariots of Fire was one of the pieces of music that was handed out to us to learn. And I practiced this piece of music harder than any other piece of music the whole time that I was in band. This song, this piece of music, because I played it, right, taught me to listen very closely to the difference between the bass part and the treble part. So all of you singing right now, because I'm all about the bass, no treble. This is what a musician thinks about, right?
Right.
And so I'm playing through most of it, this supporting bass part. Bum, 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 and this is what I hear when I listen to it, right? Until you get to the top of the bridge, the third movement of the song, dun 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 dun, dun. That's when the trombones and the trumpets come in to play. Well, not in Vangelis's version, but in the the orchestral part, version. Right? The brass all comes in. Dude, you're really belting it out. Well, I've been practicing this song for months, right? The trombones finally get to do the melody. Again, I'm not first trombone, I'm not second trombone, I'm third trombone. So I'm the last trombone in the section, right? But at that point, in the big rehearsal, right? Because we were going to have a big concert. We've played all the other tunes. We get to this one. Get to that I want to call it a solo. It's not a solo, but you know what I mean. Where we're playing the melody. I stood up, and I was playing from memory. Dun, da, 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 dun, da. And everyone kind of, everyone's kind of looking at me like, what's wrong with you? Why are you standing? And I belted it out and I hit every note perfectly. Sat down at the end. The band leader did not stop us at all. He let us finish the song, brought us to a conclusion. He turned and looked at me, and I said, Maestro, I would never do that in a performance, but I just had to. And he just smiled, and he says, okay, next piece. And he never said anything to me about that. Now, I know
Really?
Part of that is because he liked me because I called him Maestro. I was the only one in the band that called him Maestro. I just did, because I was a brown-nosing asshole. But but he liked me for it, and when I said that, he's like, okay, I get it. You got fired up about this song, and that's exactly what he was trying to, teach. That's what he was trying to get across, was this love of music. Anyway, so that's my, I had to focus on number 12, Vangelis, titles from Chariots of Fire, absolutely. And if you like soundtracks, if you like scores, you must love Vangelis, and you must check out that particular album. So that brings us to number 11, another song that, is a 80s staple that you all know, but you may not know where you know it from.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sometimes I feel I've got to run away. I've got to get away from the pain you drive into the heart of me, the love you. This is a very, it's a hard one to sing because it's more, techno funk, kind of driven kind of thing than the vocals. But Tainted Love by Soft Cell. Another weird video. Have you ever seen the video for this?
What?
This guy's like
Tainted
sleeping
Love?
in his bed, and there's
No.
like these people, these humanoid face. It's done with rotoscoping, and these people in
Weird.
like this black bodysuits with stars all over come into his room, and they're like, grabbing it. They're clearly girls, and it's like weird and strange, and it's the strange 80s videos. Just gotta. They're an art form in and of themselves, I think. So number 10, we're in the home stretch here, folks. Honestly, number 10, Chicago. Hard to Say I'm Sorry. Great song, weird ending, right? Because it's a great ballad, right? After all that we've been through, I will make it up to you. I promise to. And after all that's been said and done, you're just the part of me I can't let go. Beautiful song, right?
Yeah.
At the end, they sing the last line, do 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 do, do 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 do, do 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 do, and most radio stations kind of just phase it out at that point. But on the album, on the full release version,
What happens?
brass comes in, dun dun dun, when we get there, gonna jump in the air. No one will see us cause there's nobody there. After all, we really don't care. Oh no, I'm gonna take you there. I'm like, the fuck, this is a whole different song. What the heck is
This is what they
this?
mean by radio edit, and then there's the
Yes,
version.
yes, absolutely.
I grew up on that extended version.
Yes.
I liked it.
And I obviously I did too. I know it. It's just the most bizarre thing. It's like they had this little snippet of a song they couldn't turn into a whole song, so they just tack it onto the end of this one. But they didn't tack it onto a song that even had the same beat and measure. It was just, what do you guys do? Well, no, they were probably smoking some wacky weed or something. I don't know, but speaking of which, that brings us to the Steve Miller Band at number 9.
Oh boy. Talk about freaky videos, huh?
Well, freaky videos, because honestly, I like this song. I do. I really, I like the Steve Miller Band. I like this song, right? Abracadabra, I want to reach out and grab ya. This is a song I remember singing with like a bunch of friends on the school bus going to and from a field trip when I was in grade school, right? This is one of those. Because I don't know, it just feels like a really cool. I heat up, I can't cool down. My situation goes round and round. You're right, it's a very weird video. And from what I've heard, the band members did not like this song. They actually didn't want to record it and didn't want to put it on the album, let alone make a video for it. But it's the business, and it made it to number 9 for 82. You know? But
they learn to like it.
I just saw Sir Torrance comment. I don't remember Rosanna featuring Three Stooges noises. Screw you, man. Listen to it with headphones and just listen to the music, okay? Don't listen to what I'm singing it. Listen to, yeah. Anyway, so number 8, John Cougar, or Mellencamp if you must, right?
John Cougar Mellencamp.
Hurt so good. Come on, baby, make it hurt so good. Sometimes love don't feel like it should. You make it hurt so good. Which reminds me of a joke. What do you get when you take Skittles and M&Ms and pour them into a bowl together?
What?
Chaos.
S&Ms.
Oh.
Little S's, little M's,
Ba-dum-bum.
S&Ms. Hurt so good. Sometimes love don't feel like it should. You make it hurt so good. Yes, little Troy was 11 years old, and I knew about kink. I did. I just did. So I understood this song, and it did not go over my head. Number 7, John Cougar. Because in 82, he was John Cougar. He wasn't going by John Mellencamp. He was John Cougar. Number 7.
A little ditty.
About Jack and Diane. 2 American kids growing up in the heartland. I wasn't a big fan of this song. I know the whole song, but it was whatever. Right. You know?
It's been parodied a lot. People love parodying this one.
This was, number 6 was another one that I remember singing with my friends on the school bus. And again, when I say school bus, I mean we were going to some kind of a function, whether it was a field trip or something, because I didn't take the school bus to school. But Human League. This was the first Human League song that I became aware of Human League. I became a huge Human League fan. Human League, of course, soundtrack from Electric Dreams. You know, that couldn't have been a rewatch we did on Netters Network, is it? It must have been on my channel if we did it, because we haven't gotten to the E's yet. But I know we did a watch party of Electric Dreams.
Unless we did it before I started doing them.
Before we started doing them in alphabetical order, sure. But yeah, Human League has a couple songs on that soundtrack. But here we're talking about Don't You Want Me, Baby? Don't you want me? Oh. Yeah, it's a very codependent song. Netter and I have unfortunately dissected a lot of the story and the lyrics behind some of these songs, and it's like, yeah, these people are kind of assholes, aren't they? When you really kind of start digging into it. But great song, great synth pop kind of, you know.
Deleted Scene wants to know exactly how long were you 11?
This was all 1 year, dude. 1982. We're talking about 1 year. I was 11 years old in 1982. So yes, this whole thing is 1982.
I think he's kidding. Sweetie.
Yeah, you smart ass. Well, I was 11 for at least what 3? Well, counting last week, 6 hours.
And apparently, you're a deprived little thing.
In what regard? I was 11 years old. I should have been
You
deprived
know
of certain
about
things.
Kink, you know, this at 11? It's like,
I know, and I never got to experience it until... Never mind. Moving on. Number 5, the Jay Giles Band again. My blood runs cold. My memory has just been sold. My angel is a centerfold. Angel is a centerfold. And this is exactly what I was talking about when I said Netter and I have dissected this and looked at it, and I'm like, my gosh, this is a creepy song.
I hate this song.
And yeah, when you listen to the lyrics too closely, Netter hates this because she's like, it's pretty presumptuous of him that he's going to, you know, at the end, you know, we'll take your car. Yes, we will. We'll take your car and drive it. We'll take you to a motel room and take him off in private.
It sounds like he's going to kidnap her.
Yeah, he's going to kidnap her and, you know, grape her or something. It's like, what the heck? You know, maybe she's just not into you, dude. Just because she posed for Playboy magazine does not mean you have any rights to her. You should have talked to her when, you know, she was passing letters in class and stuff, for crying out loud, you dumbass. I say when you consider every girl I ever dated came after me, so, because I was too stupid to go after them. But it worked out in the end, actually, when you really think about it. But number 4, Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder. You wouldn't expect that pairing.
No.
But Ebony and Ivory live together in perfect harmony, side by side on a piano keyboard. Oh Lord, why don't we? There's also a great parody of this. It was Joe Piscopo and Eddie Murphy, thank you, playing Frank Sinatra and Stevie Wonder, I think.
No, the guy with the glass eye.
Oh, was it supposed to be Sammy Davis Jr.?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. And of course, Frank Sinatra's lyrics are, oh, that's what... No. It had to be Stevie Wonder because he had to be blind. So it was Frank Sinatra and Stevie Wonder. And he's like, yeah, let's change up these lyrics a little bit. So, you are black and I am white. You're blind as a bat and I have sight. It was a Saturday Night Live sketch. That was... You can't get away with that kind of humor these days.
Nope.
Moving on. I've already been canceled tonight, I'm sure. Bring us back to Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
I love rock and roll.
So put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll. So come and take your time and dance with me.
Yeah.
Ow!
Classic.
Oh, love that one. That's a rock and roll song, you know.
And Big Al, sorry, not Big Al. Weird Al parodied this. I love Rocky Road.
I love Rocky Road. So go and buy another half a gallon, baby. I love Rocky Road. Yeah, that's oh yeah. You know you've made it when you have a parody done of you, right? So let's wrap this up. Eye of the Tiger at number 2. We talked about this earlier. Survivor.
Workout tape, right?
Absolutely. You see, you know it. You could already call it. This was so like I said, I had this mixtape and I had my workout plan based on the music. I figured out, okay, so up to here is the warm up. Then we got the aerobic, then we got the pumping iron, then we got the cool down, right? So obviously this was right there in the middle of the pumping iron thing, right? It really works you up, it's like, you're on that last rep, you can't quite get it. Ah, the eye of the tiger, man, eye of the tiger. Ah, yeah, that was, and of course, this mixtape wasn't just from '82. There was, other Rocky tunes, like, and that Europe song, Final Countdown, stuff like that. Those all came later, but exactly.
Yes.
But of course, the last song on our list. Olivia Newton-John, Physical. You know this was on my workout tape. But this wasn't really a song about working out. The video put it in that context. But I've been patient, I've been good, trying to keep my hands on the table. It's getting hard just holding back. You know what I mean? This is an incredibly sexy song.
Yep.
And there was no doubt what she was singing about. When she said, let's get physical, let me hear your body talk. You got to know that you're bringing out the animal in me. There's nothing left to talk about unless it's horizontally. Yeah, 11-year-old Troy knew exactly what this song was about, and I was not fooled by the video.
Everybody knew what it was about, but they made her do a clean video so that, it could pass networks.
And you could kind of tell that she was very tongue-in-cheek with it. It's another one of those videos you couldn't get away with today, not because it's overly sexualized, even though she's got a great shower scene in that video. But no, the narrative of the video, the visual narrative of the video, is that she's an exercise instructor, and all of her classmates are like these overweight guys, and it's very demeaning to these particular guys. And then she gives them $5 to get a drink and whatnot, and suddenly, all of a sudden, they just morph into these beefcakes, so that when she comes back, she's like, whoa. But wait, there's more. At the end of the video, as the song is trailing off, she's kind of trying to come on to them, and the guys like totally rebuff her and walk off in pairs. Into the locker room, and she's like, the heck? And then she reaches into the locker room, pulls out one of the heavier guys that she had been nice to earlier in the video, and you get the impression that she's like going to hook up with him or something. And it's like, this is a weird fucking... All the freaking videos of the 80s were weird. They just... Oh my gosh.
Did Eye of the Tiger have a video?
Like a lot of the predominantly soundtrack-driven songs, of this whole era, they used concert footage or like stage concert footage superimposed with scenes from the film that it's featuring. So that one seems kind of obvious.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it was just a performance piece for Survivor. Like in front of the just them performing in front of the camera and whatnot.
Right.
They were boring videos, but you weren't really watching those for the videos. As the 80s went on, though, some of the videos got very elaborate, and some of them were really, really good. We've even talked about them, like on Good Old Days and Geeky Geezers and whatnot.
Right.
Some of them had just huge cinematic production, like Michael Jackson's Thriller and stuff like that. I mean, really, really incredible stuff. But, so... that is the music of 1982.
Sir Twinkling said it was a weird effing video. It's been a nice through line for this.
It has. That is. You can kind of, if you go, you can. There is a. I actually have it up, and I didn't even reference it at all. Top 100 songs of 1982, Billboard charts. There's a playlist you can find on YouTube. It's not all 100 of them, because about 16 of them got hidden because of copyrights, but most of them are there, and you can kind of check out these videos, and it's just weird. Even the Olivia Newton-John one is pretty weird. Like,
weird, wild stuff.
She's giving this guy a massage, but it's like she's beating the hell out of him. It's strange. It's all just really strange. But yeah, the 80s were a weird time. Very, very cocaine fueled. It really was. Not 11-year-old Troy. I'm talking about the entertainment industry. But just saying.
You just didn't try hard enough, dear.
I didn't try. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I always, talking about my exercise tape so much, I used to joke in the gym. I said, if I was going to do drugs, I understand cocaine, gives you energy. You can do more workouts, burn more calories and so forth. But I think if I was going to do drugs, it would be steroids. If I'm going to die, I want to die big, Never did any of that stuff, guys, Just I wanted to be able to like scratch my butt. I wanted to be able to put my arms down,
Scratch your butt.
Because you can't put your arms down after, you get all beefy, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger, he had to hire people to scratch his butt for him. But anyway, yeah. So all those notes that I went through and all those song lyrics, and unfortunately I don't have at my fingertips the ability to drop links for the upcoming streams. So what you're going to have to do is when I tell you what's coming up in the next week, you're going to have to go subscribe to those people. And you're going to have to hit that notification bell so that you get a notification when these streams come up. Otherwise, you're going to miss them, or you're going to have to catch them on the rerun. Because tomorrow night, over on Netter's Network, what are we going to be watching on Netter's Network? Retro Cinema tomorrow night. Chucky. Because he's a true blue friend. Yeah. He's a good guy. That is going to be tomorrow on Netter's Network. Sunday, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, over on Deleted Scenes. Unscripted. Does anyone know what the topic is on Unscripted?
Deleted Scenes would know.
Hopefully you can drop a link for us, Steven. Gotta say, coming home after 10-hour day, this stream was amazing, Troy. I was singing along with you all night. Great show theme. Thanks so much. I super appreciate it. I figured you guys would have fun with it. I also figured I'd be a little looser on singing some of the songs as I,
Believe it or not, he's shy.
Yeah, I'm so shy and introverted. I misread that. I thought, good night, folks. I thought, on a cool night, just let me hold you by the firelight. Thank you, Deleted Scenes. You are awesome. So that's Child's Play. Then 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern, go to Deleted Scenes for Unscripted because he is the official lead-in to Geeky Geezers. On this guy's channel, what are we going to be talking about on Sunday at 8 Central,
Indiana
9
Jones
Eastern?
And the Dial of Destiny fallout.
There's a lot of news about that piece of shit film.
You haven't even seen it.
I ain't gonna. I don't need to. I know it sucks.
Hey, come on now. I'm waiting for we're going to get another one after this. It's going to turn out Mutt is still
Oh,
alive.
yeah. It's
Mutt is still alive.
Fleabag Jones and
Bring Mutt back.
in the diaphragm of destruction or something. Fletcher Williams says, Mr. Troy sing along. Yes, absolutely. Lady Mist. Take care, everyone. Fun show. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm so glad. But yeah, we'll be talking a lot about the Dial of Destiny, and there's actually a bunch of other things. We'll bring up a couple things very briefly that may have slid under the radar with a lot of bigger topics going on. Yes, we will certainly mention The Sound of Freedom as well, but Fletcher Williams is saying if you're going to the theater, maybe check that one out instead. It's more worthy of your dollars than Indiana Jones. I may drag Netter to see it and maybe have a good cry too. So that's the second one. Then after Geeky Geezers, go refresh your drink. Get yourself a refreshment, and then get back to Stephen Deleted Scenes Otten's channel because he will be on the other side of midnight. Midnight Eastern time, that would be 11 p.m. Central time. Boomer, do you know of any Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday
Not
soundtrack
right now.
sightings.
Not right now, but like I said, it could change. But yes, so far, no.
That is the only reason I didn't reach out to Soundtracks with Birdman. He would have been great tonight, but I know he's got a bunch of stuff. He's spread way too thin. Yeah. So that brings us around to Thursday. What derelict are you going to be interviewing on Thursday, Netters Network?
Well, in case you didn't get enough of Boomer tonight and Sunday, Boomer's coming back to my channel on Thursday.
Well, the problem is when he's on my channel, I never give him a chance to talk. So maybe he'll actually get a chance to get a word in edgewise on Thursday.
Talk. Yes, I know what we'll talk about. We'll figure something out. You interview me.
But what you won't do is you won't talk to strangers, baby, don't you? No, you won't. Yeah, I'm going to be on those tunes all night, yeah.
And I won't take candy from strangers either.
Yep. And that brings us, that's probably for the best. Hey, little girl, want a submarine sandwich? Oh, boom, canceled, done.
There's probably a line from The Last American Virgin. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm also going to have a very special guest on a Thursday.
Thursday.
It's going to be
4 weeks?
So in a month.
In a month.
And that's going to be that guy sitting right across from me because that happens to be our anniversary.
Oh, wow, great idea. Okay, I'm all for that.
It's August 3rd. It's our anniversary.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm going to be a guest on Netters Network. There you go. Cool. And that brings us around to next Friday, and who knows what the hell I'm going to talk about next week. But I already know what I'm going to be drinking. I already know who's bought me a drink for the next couple weeks.
In the private chat, I put who bought you drinks.
I'll double... Yeah, because I'm a little fuzzy, and I may not remember. So that was Lester San Jose wants me to drink a plum brandy. If I can find a good one, I will do that next week. And then Tremendous didn't tell me what he wanted me to drink, so I'm gonna either wait to hear or I'll have to choose something for myself. But guys, you were super generous tonight with you didn't just buy me drinks, you bought me bottles. So thank you so much. Netter's like, you're corrupting my husband's profits. But thank you. I really do super appreciate it. Don't know if I'll ever be monetized, but super appreciate you. Well, no, you guys just get entertained by my drunkenness, I think.
Well, Troy also appreciates Top Shelf, so.
Yeah, and look, I'm cheap. So I tend to buy cheap, but I have gotten to the point in my life where I will not drink alcohol that comes in a plastic bottle anymore. I just won't do it.
Or wine from a carton.
Even if it's cheap, as long as it's in glass, I will at least consider it. But
Wait, you still won't drink Buddy's vodka.
Yeah, there was a stream where I did the taste test, and that was...
He said it was pretty awful.
It was... There is vodka that you can sip, and there is vodka that should never touch your lips. Just saying. Not all vodka is made equal. Yeah. Anyway, so that is the week in review, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. You guys have been so encouraging. I mean, you guys seem to have really enjoyed this stream. I thought a lot of y'all would be bored, like you were listening to a history lecture, but you guys seem to have had a good time. I super appreciate it. Boomer, do you have any last words for everyone?
No, this was a lot of fun, and tune in next week for the discussion of the top 10 different strokes episode of 1982. What are you doing again next week? Who are you having on?
We could do a whole stream dedicated to Dana Plato if you want to. I mean, we could.
That might be weird. Okay.
That would be very weird, especially when we start getting into like her video game and her softcore stuff, and yeah. No, probably not. Yeah, it's not as good as you think it is, by the way. I've heard.
I don't want to know, dear.
But what I want to know, Netter, is what are your last words?
Well, I'm going to move over close to your mic because I sound like I'm like in a tunnel or something.
Okay, fair enough.
Ugh, because you didn't turn the mic towards me this time.
Sorry.
Okay, so now people should be able to hear me.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all know what I always say.
I do.
We can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well, good, and fun. But it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat, and you're dropping your comments and your questions, your trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're just hanging out in the same room, enjoying each other's company, and having a great time.
Yeah.
You're not just our friends either. You're our family. And you can choose to be anywhere right now, and you choose to be here with us. And that is so encouraging. I mean, I can't tell you how encouraging that is. You know, every week you make the choice to be here with us, and we wouldn't have it any other way. So thank you guys for being here. We love you, and we will see you next time.
Absolutely agree. Thanks so much, guys. I'm serious about the encouragement. I would not continue to do this if you guys didn't encourage me. And, you know, I mean, you seem to enjoy it, so I just keep coming back. So as long as I keep coming back, I hope you keep coming back. Thanks so much, and hope to see you on the next one. Salud.
Good night, ladies. Good night, sir. Hit it, sweetheart.